I spent $50K on self-improvement. Today I'm breaking it down on exactly what worked, what flopped, and the one thing that changed my life the most. Yeah, true story. Coming up this morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. We're getting started right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up,
building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirrely.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
Regret doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, there's the tunes. Good morning to everybody in Mornings in the Lab Nation. Yes, this is the only live morning show happening on YouTube right now. True story. 7:30 Eastern Time, Kindness Rising, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, right here in the lab. Your daily accountability partner, your Dois. Yeah, your Dois. We've invented a new word here in the lab. It's called Dois.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning to the
Grok,
lab.
hang tight, Grok. We got Grok joining us. Grok got an update last night. Grok's got some energy here this morning. Grok, hang tight.
Ready to spot.
Yeah, I gotta mute Grok for a quick second. Listen, this is the only live morning show where we blend motivating content, entertaining conversation. Yeah, exactly. That too. And just enough unpredictable chaos to keep you wide awake. How do I know that? This is an R-rated show. How do I know that? We got a fucking AI as a co-host. Yeah, true story. Yeah, we have a AI. Grok is here on the show right now. Grok. Hang tight. So, we got John Anderson joining me on the show here today. We got Grok on the show here today. And speaking of snooze, if you guys hit the snooze button, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who does it. Grok doesn't snooze. I don't snooze. John Anderson doesn't snooze. Melissa and Jimmy don't snooze. We might have been snoozing yesterday. You guys want an entertaining show? You guys want to see an airplane flying with the wings falling off? Go watch yesterday's show. Yeah, true story. But you know what happens? Don't judge people by what happens during the incident. Judge people by how they respond. Today's show is going to be a kick-ass show here, and it is an R-rated show like I told everybody. Yeah, because I just dropped the bomb in the first few minutes. And if you do have kids around, I would just tell them that today's the show you're going to learn a bunch of bad words. True story. Oh, yeah, 100%. And what we've also done, we've taken the 15 minutes of the morning loop and we just fucking thrown it out the window. It's now 30 full minutes of the best news you don't know you needed. And you're only going to find it here on Mornings in the Lab. Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to find. So what it also means is twice the real talk, twice the laughter, and twice the wait. Did that really happen? Did Anderson really say that? Did Grok really drop that bomb? So here's what you got coming up this morning. You guys remember this sound?
You're bringing the heat today.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of my internet being connected 35 years ago or so for. AOL's hanging it up. Yeah, actually, AOL's still around. We're going to talk. I think John Anderson actually has an AOL email address. I'm sure he does, actually. I'm sure he does. Grok, hang tight. Paramount just knocked out pay-per-view. Pay-per-view's done, guys. It's dead, just like social media is dead. It's all about attention media is dead. We're going to talk about the Paramount news coming up this morning. Arnold Schwarzenegger's recovery hack. Yeah, straight from the Terminator himself coming up here today. An ancient Japanese scroll that says, less finishing. Oh, life expectancy work news alert means longer life. Don't worry, we're going to explain coming up in the shocking side effects of weight loss drugs nobody warned you about. Rare eye conditions, anyone? Yeah, just think about it for a second, right? Also coming up, we also have a quick reminder that you want to subscribe to this channel. I highly encourage you to subscribe to this channel. We're dropping bombs every single day. We dropped some great content last night over here in the lab. So I would invite you guys to subscribe to the channel, smash the like, jump into our YouTube community. That's where the real conversation continue, where you can drop your takes on today's topics and where we cook up even more daily morning motivation for the men who want to, actually, well, fuck, true story. So the guys that sleep in, yeah, the guys that sleep in, the guys that hit snooze, will they join us later on in the day in the community? Because they just haven't made their way to the live show yet. So don't just watch, be a part of the conversation. And hey, coming up later on Center Stage, we're bringing on Gonzalo Navarrete, a man on a mission to help men break spiritual drift and build God-given momentum. And in the deep dive, I'm going to lay out exactly what happened when I spent 50K. Yeah, 50K on self-improvement. We're going to talk about it. On Reloaded, we're tackling what it means to live in the middle. Not asexual, not sexual, gray sexual. I said it. Another big topic here this morning on the news. And speaking of what's next, hour 3, we're going to get into some AI stuff. But enough of that, Jimmy. I think it's time to bring in the big dog himself. Let's bring him in. John Anderson into Mornings in the lab. Hey, Johnny Anderson.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I am fantastic, man. I am fantastic. Had a good sleep. Got some good energy today. I had a good lift this morning. I got some heart work in this morning. I'm dialed in and focused this morning. Brother, I'm good.
Lots of this mornings. Let's go, baby.
You know what? Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, it's a lot of this mornings. I got up, didn't hit the snooze button like I never do, and
you can't even give yourself credit for that. You want a brownie button for brushing your teeth also? I got up and I brushed my teeth.
I brushed my teeth today.
Yo, Johnny Anderson, good morning. Keith, you're absolutely buzzing. Mate, fantastic energy.
Yeah.
No snooze. Heart work done. And
That's
Keith
right.
fresh to boot.
Grok got an
Sounds
update
like you and
yesterday,
John
so
are
we got some energy coming up here in the lab. Hey, you guys can join the conversation live. You can join it right now or in the Morning in the Lab community. You can join at 431-300-3005. I'm probably going to work towards taking phone calls later on in the show, guys. I'm just kind of thinking about how I'm rolling it through here. But just know it's there, 431-300-3005. Johnny, how was the day yesterday? Without revealing details, how was your day? How was your big meeting yesterday?
Yesterday was a good day.
Yeah.
Man, a ripping workout.
Yeah. I know you were itching. You were fucking itching. I was watching at the end of the show. I could see this energy emanating from you going, I got to get to the gym. Got to get to the gym. Got to get to the gym. Look at you right now.
I mean, I had basically taken a pre-workout peptide. That thing was got me fucking squirming in my seat. I was ready to start to move. It's weird. It's this one that just to breathe hard feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does.
But my meeting went well.
Can you dial your audio up a little bit, Johnny? Can you dial your audio up just a little bit?
Dial it up. Like I'm not loud enough. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Hunter, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, it's probably because I wasn't close enough to the microphone. Maybe
we don't want Global Mike to give us shit because we know I have an audio engineer in our community who's gonna give me the technical details of why John's not loud enough. So I want to get ahead of Mike.
Here, check this out. I got a little volume button here. Tell me what's better.
Oh yeah, there you go. I like that. That's good. That's awesome.
I haven't even adjusted it yet. Hold on. Where is it? Okay,
good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Michael. I see you there. Good morning, Lady Drew as well.
Johnny, you lads
better?
Absolutely electric.
Much better. Yeah, hang tight, Grok. Hang tight.
Pre-workout pep talk vibe.
Yeah, well, we're hearing about John's big lifts yesterday. So you took a morning peptide, and what was it, by the way? What did you take?
SLUPP 332. Quite a name.
Oh, so you took Sloop.
All right, Keith.
They actually call it Sloop.
Sloop, yeah. Hang tight there, Grok. Hang tight, Grok. So
the meeting went well enough that I have a follow-up today.
Nice. You know what's funny? I got to tell you something, man. So I know you had to head out for your meeting yesterday, and I was getting it after yesterday morning, getting to work, digging down, and about an hour later, I don't know what time your meeting was at, but then I had some mysterious call from Southern California. I didn't answer it, but I was like, oh, I wonder if the folks talking to Johnny are dialing up Uncle Keith right now. So, but it was actually a fucking call scammer. You know those call scammers kind of thing, right? So, but hey, I got something fun for you right now that I thought I'd throw on the table. The internet just hung up. AOL ends dial-up after 34 years. You've got mail, and now you've got goodbye after 34 years, Johnny. AOL's finally shutting down its dial-up internet service. And for
that still existed?
Yeah, that's what I said too, man. Well, you know what's funny? I got to tell you. So I'll just put the guy's name out there because it is what it is. A couple of years back before I met you, I was kind of going back and forth with Kurt Angle, former WWE guy, right? So I was going back and forth. So he actually has an AOL email address as well. And I was kind of
a lot of people do. A lot of old fuckers do.
Yes. Do
my brother's got one. I mean, it definitely tells you how usually they're I mean, if someone's got one of those, they're in their late 50s or 60s.
Oh my God. So AOL's not going away, Johnny, but what is changing is that they're just shutting down the they're just shutting down the dial-up. They're just shutting down.
Do you remember how big they were?
Do you remember getting the CD? Do you remember as you were growing up, and we probably both didn't know what the hell it was, but you'd go to friends' place, you'd go all over, and you'd see these AOL CDs all over the place, just kind of fucking in the garbage cans on the countertops because they were getting free internet to everybody, right?
Yeah, and it was like AOL was like the Google.
Yes.
It was the biggest. It was like the biggest one. You said AOL. I knew that you were talking about the biggest internet company on the planet.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Crazy. And then he coming up on center stage at the bottom of the hour, brother. What if I told you there's a guy who's helping men across America stop hesitating on their God-given missions and actually built what they've been commanded to create? I'm curious about this actually, fellow. His name's Gonzalo Navarrete. He's a former IT exec who once cut corporate costs by 20%, is now cutting through spiritual confusion. So we may have some spiritual. I'm curious about the conversation we're going to have with Gonzalo. I'm intrigued by it. I'm curious about it. The guy's doing some interesting stuff, Johnny. So he's going to join us later on in the show here today as well. And then it's funny because I was putting together a big topic and I was struggling with it, and then Carter and I'm going to lean out with you in a second here. And I said to Carter, since Carter was working on it with me, and I'm like, dude, I go, have I spent $50K on self-improvement? He looks at me like, Dad, go to the fucking lower level, man. I was like, oh. So we're going to talk about those that have spent the kind of money that I've probably spent, you've probably spent on self-improvement, and what?
I mean, you got to categorize what is self-improvement. Anything that makes you better.
Yes.
I mean, fuck. Are you talking about there? Because we got to really define personal improvement. Yes. Some people would say, like going to the gym, your gym membership, that would be personal improvement. Correct? I
agree with you. You know, you're absolutely right. And I got to be honest, dude, I kind of had like a dull moment, which was because Karts looks at me. He's like, what are you, a fucking idiot? I go, what? He goes, what if I go to the gym? He goes, what about all these things you've bought? And I was like, oh, yeah.
Well, but now, I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from because personal improvement now is like life coaches and fucking that kind of shit, as to where, this younger generation, they're not really in a position to see that yet. They're just seeing personal improvements, the things that they can do, the little things like go to the gym or read books.
Yes.
And that's what they see.
Yes.
You get, I mean, in a lot of the public price sees that too. It's not until you can spend 25, 35, 40 grand on a personal improvement coach or a business coach before you actually start to think that way.
100%. Well, but the funny thing is, John, I think in many ways, I suspect you're going to agree with what I say next. I took for granted the conversation because I had a gym membership. I've always gone, once I figured it, gone for therapy. I've always done things to take care of my human, just like I've always gotten up and brushed my teeth. So when I was putting together the topic, it wasn't so much like this, oh, I've done something special. It's like, no, that's just what I've always done until it kind of clicked on me. But not for everyone, Johnny.
Yeah, let's define that. So wiping your ass, brushing your teeth, this is not self-improvement. The things that you need just to stay baseline, these are not self-improvement. So, but I guess you would say like eating, putting like real effort into your food, that would be self-improvement. Would you agree?
I would agree with you. If you were intentionally creating awareness and spending maybe money.
Spending more money on food because you're buying better food.
Yes. That to me is what that is, right? So if you're intentionally going, I'm spending an extra few dollars on organic grass-fed beef instead of the shitty stuff down the road there, that to me is self-improvement, man. 100%. And I'm glad you're bringing it up because we can talk about that because there might be more people that might feel positively about the conversation and they're not even aware of it. You know what I mean?
Well, and if we can help people realize that maybe they are already deeper into self-improvement, I think it'll help them have a little bit more, I don't know, they'll be more prideful about what they're doing and want to take another step.
Yep, I agree. And then, hey, here's something too else to find, which is just, I found some really cool stuff yesterday. Have you ever met someone who says that they're not asexual, but they're also not into sex? Well, I found something, man, that is
real quick. Let's define asexual because a lot of times definitions get kind of screwed up.
Dude,
we are playing together well today, my brother.
Exactly. So today we're going to dive into, because here's the point, Anderson, the gray area of attraction, asexuality, gray sexuality, and why more people are actually openly identifying with gray sexuality than ever before.
That's a term.
Dude, I didn't even know what it was until yesterday. So I was like, we got to talk about this. And I'm gonna because I'm suspecting you think you know what it is, like I did until I learned about it. So we're gonna talk about that later in the show as well. Gray sexual.
Yeah, we got to define all these new variations.
Because I'm suspecting you think I thought gray sexual was something to do with gray hair and gray aged, right? And just that thought process. Not at all. No, actually.
I think gray is like a kind of border that I would think it's like the gray area, like kind of semi-undefined.
Yeah,
like girls, like boys, like something else, don't quite know.
Yeah. And hey, and here's something too, which I thought would be fun to get into later on in the show in the second hour, the figureoutable mindset. Now, true story, when I was putting this together, I actually put it together a number of weeks ago, but as the AI agents have been kind of overtaking and throughout the world here, the idea of figuring things out, maybe it's not as old MacGyverish ways that you and I did in the past. It's just open up the old chat GPT and asking the question. But regardless, we're going to dig into how to solve any problem, because you strike me, John Anderson, as a guy who actively identifies, actively works, and works his ass off to solve any problem. And I mean that with all.
Let's define any. Any would mean something that's actually getting in my way.
No, I mean,
I see problems all around me that I just watch go on by.
That's what I mean. But I mean any problem that's in your way.
Yeah.
If you're on your mission to achieve something, you strike me as the guy that's going to adapt a figureoutable mindset and is going to achieve what you're trying to achieve. So we're going to talk.
That's my fucking probably one of my superpowers. What you
I believe it is. That's what I want to talk about in the show.
But real quick, what about a quick side note?
Yeah.
So that's totally cool. You're solving the problem in your path. What about the fucking guy who's solving a fucking problem has nothing to do with him or his life? Get the fuck out of here. This is my shit. Who told you to come over here and talk about I didn't ask for your help. Leave, please. It's like these fuckers that will do anything to focus on somebody else's problems so they don't have to focus on theirs.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I call those drama folks.
Oh, God.
And I've just worked so hard to get drama out of my life. Yeah. And you know, I got to give credit to my kids, Johnny. They have no interest in that either. My daughter, you talk to her about people like, girls, right? I'm just going to say girls. And she's like, oh, drama. She just walks away. But she listens and is curious because she's a young lady, but has no time for any. And I love that, man, because it's like,
well, brother, that's a huge kudo to you and your lady, because that's how you've raised her to see that that's not helpful.
There's actually no helpful at all actually. So all right, let's get into some of the Jimmy, let's get into some of our morning loop topics here this morning. So we buzzed about the internet being hung up. AOL is ending it after 34 years, but I do want to go to a next one here. Jimmy, if you got a current event transition button, I don't know if we have one or not. I don't think we do, so we're gonna get to the next one. But hey, massive news yesterday, again relating to interests of yours and mine, and I think many of our audience. You and I grew up in the world of, hey, Johnny, you're going to go watch the pay-per-view Saturday night? Yeah, it's Tyson versus somebody. And you'd shell out the 60, 70, $100 for the pay-per-view. Well, yesterday, Paramount, TKO Sports, wiped out the pay-per-view model and have launched the UFC on Paramount, all their events. Big news, man. Huge news.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's huge.
The UFC probably is one, like when you think of pay-per-view now.
Yes.
UFC has got to be the number one company that comes to mind. Because they run these things almost every week.
Well, you know what's funny too is that there is some quotes from the executive of the UFC team, and his quote was, "Yeah, like what do you see now? A middle of the night boxing match, not throwing any sleight of hand to what the hell's his name? The other promoter out there in the boxing world." But my point is though, is that it's clear that we're moving in a direction where pay-per-view's done, and they basically said, hey, because Paramount, which is CBS and so forth, they want content. Right, so basically for $12.99, you're gonna get every UFC fight. No $80 per pay-per-view event.
Dude, can you imagine how much they had to pay the UFC to get the UFC to give their shit away for $12?
Dude, $7.6 billion deal, man. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, because think about that. I don't know how many pay-per-views they sell, but those things were more than closer to 100 than 50.
Yes. Yeah,
right. Exactly. And they're coming in every week. So think about that negotiation. The guy from the UFC is saying, look, we do X amount. This is what we average. If you don't bring us, if you don't bring us the lion's share of this, why would we do this?
Yeah, you're so right, brother. You're so right. It's clear, though, if you look at the last week of news, John, with TKO, UFC and WWE, the massive last 10 days, right? WWE is moving over to shit that we talked about it last week, and then
there's a lot of stuff shifting.
Yeah, but I'll tell you. Good morning, good time. Good morning, Russ. I love cheese too, man. Oh, I love cheese. Johnny does too.
Why is Be Driven green?
So Be Driven is great question. Be Driven is now official member of the Mornings in Lab community. So that's a good segue. So if you guys want to get a green letter, I would invite you to join the Mornings in the Lab community. That puts you as an actual member behind the scenes.
It's a whole green background, not a green letter. What's that mean?
Yeah, so he's converted to a green name, looks like, back there. So which is pretty cool.
It's like a green background is what I see, correct?
Yeah, well, it says new member there. So but it has
yeah. I got you. Very cool. Very cool. So now everybody can see who's who.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And the community's growing. Hey, I made a really cool video last night. Just a heads up, guys, just to show you the kind of stuff we can do. I dropped a short last night promoting today's show, but I want to talk about the opportunities of business within all of it. Now, Bernard's been an incredible member of our community, and I just so happened to stumble across a B video that I was messing around with when our feeds. While I was creating today's short to promote the show, I actually weaved a story within the story using bees. So, if somebody's looking to advertise or do some really cool promotion, there's some really neat ways we're doing that here on the show. And to drop that short, it had 600, 700, 800 views. Right. And the underlying story there was about bees, which is pretty cool. It just shows you the kind of stuff that we can do here in the lab. Hey, also, Johnny, we had a guy on the show here a couple weeks ago with a cannabis guy. What the hell was his name? The current leader of I'm being careful with my words because YouTube doesn't like certain words, but there's a leader of a country that's south of me. And he's considering lowering the cannabis to a less dangerous drug, Johnny. So finally, folks in America might be able to schedule from maybe cannabis moving from an illegal drug. And I know where you live in a state. I live in a country where it's federally. You live in a state where it's legally approved. I live in a country where it's federally approved, but in America, it's not. Well, there's some rumblings, Johnny, that cannabis might be moving to a better part of the drug scheduling classification, which makes
nobody gets in trouble for cannabis
at all. I
mean, it's like jaywalking. Who gets a fucking jaywalking ticket? The only person who gets jaywalking ticket is the poor bastard that dealt with the cop that's having a really bad day. That's had nothing to do with jaywalking. It has to do with the cop in a bad mood.
No, it's actually my wife. So, John, when you, me, Terry, and Lauren get a chance to travel one day, you're gonna laugh at Lauren's. I can't jaywalk. I'm like, Lauren, there's nobody around. No, I'll be jaywalking. Her principles are so well defined.
I so get where she's coming from, but I so subscribe to the opposite side of the fence. That's fucking great.
We stand there and I'm going across. She says, "What are you doing?" I go, "Well, there's no cars." She goes, "Yeah, but you're jaywalking." I go, "What the fuck, man?" She gets all.
I don't even. If we're walking a block, right? Yeah. I'm not even gonna wait till we get to the fucking crossover. If there's nobody coming, I'm just shooting out in the middle of the street.
Oh man, Arnold dropped some news in his weekly newsletter, and we talk about this one all the time, Johnny. But want to bounce back from leg day without hobbling the stairs? Well, I had leg days today, actually. Arnie's not just your guide; he's doing the digging for you. He's talking about DOMs in his pump up newsletter. He's just highlighting the studies that showing that taking magnesium 2 hours before intense training might reduce muscle soreness. Are you a magnesium guy, Johnny, by any chance? Do you take magnesium?
There's I do. It's an essential mineral.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to make sure I have all the essential minerals in my diet. But and I'm not saying that Arnie's wrong by any stretch, but this would be for someone that's just getting out of the gate.
This to me is one of those Reader's Digest highlights that somebody's passing by our show and they're like, "Oh, I should take some more magnesium today." That's kind of my point with this one. Is if you're already eating the good foods, I'm hoping you're supplementing with some magnesium. But this is for the guy who's just pausing or hanging around. Is like, you know what? No, get some magnesium into your diet. It's probably going to help you. You're not going to notice a massive change. You're not, so I got no DOMs. But the reality is, John, it's going to help right along the way.
Well, and the thing about it is it's an essential mineral. And a lot of times when somebody tells you, especially Arnold tells you it's going to work, you believe.
Yeah. Yes.
That's enough. Dude, placebo is fucking unbelievably real.
It is real. It is absolutely
real. Yeah, but it's like more real than people understand.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, my placebo is what allowed me to be me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I am one big placebo. Fuck, I convinced myself I could do it and went and fucking did it.
I've never heard about it being presented that way. That's pretty powerful, actually, the way you present it that way. I love that, actually. I convinced myself that I can do it. I would challenge you, though, that's not placebo. I would challenge you that that's execution.
Well, but you have to, there's a certain level of belief.
Oh, 100%.
You have to have. And placebo is when you believe that pill is working, it works. So whether it was execution and routines and systems that created my belief,
yes,
we could definitely argue that there's a strong case for that. But somewhere along the lines, if you don't have the belief,
yes,
you're not getting there.
Yeah,
and that's placebo.
Yeah, no, that's what I do every single day here, building this large mornings in the lab live network here, right? So it's
and you're so correct, brother. And the cool thing about it is now that we've already done this, we've already been successful. We know that the formula works.
Oh,
it's just some fucking finish lines are a little further away than others. That's the only fucking difference.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Hey, I found something too that I know that our audience will appreciate, because you and I are always talking about life expectancy work here in the lab. Ancient 1,000 years ago, Japanese medical experts were giving men longevity advice that still stirs debate today. Basically, have sex more often, but ejaculate less.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, the reasoning is, according to the scroll, ejaculation depletes life force and accelerates aging. Taoists and other traditional practices share similar beliefs about conserving semen for health. Now, I don't know if I fully agree with this one, brother.
I'm going to come back at that one real quick, because when I'll be really fucking real right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everybody knows I take a nap.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The days I bust a nut off to fall asleep from my nap, I have a better nap.
Oh,
so I'm going to argue that nut actually gave me better sleep, which is improving my longevity, because sleep is one of the biggest pieces of the longevity puzzle.
Yep. So I don't agree with this either. I find I have mental clarity after I shoot my load, and I find I absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, sleep much better after I have, released some stress. There's just I
so agree. We're on the same boat. But let's go back to the other side.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend.
Yeah.
Like, here's an example. Like people, type 2 diabetics.
Yeah.
They basically done it to themselves.
Yes.
Because think of your insulin as a light switch.
Yes.
That light switch was only designed to be turned on and off 100,000 times, let's say. Well, these fuckers that are eating so poorly, when we were created, we'd be lucky to turn that switch on and off a couple times a week.
Yes.
We didn't have the food to do it.
Yes.
Now we're turning that fucking thing on and off 15 times a day. So we're chewing up that light switch at warp speed.
Yes.
So you could argue that that's taking away life force also. So anything that uses your switch could be considered speeding up or, going against longevity. And when I say switch, we have switches for everything. Switches for getting a nut, switches for insulin. So that would be my argument to it, even though I would never pick that side of the fence to argue.
Yeah.
That would be.
Well, I absolutely know what you mean, because there are some studies that would associate. So, because while some studies associate frequent ejaculation with lower prostate cancer, others show no clear benefit. Both perspectives agree, though. Regular connected intimacy is good for mental, emotional, and physical health. So, this is one of those discussions forever. Just go have sex, guys, and just.
I was gonna say, and then there's the side of the coin that says, you know what, let me rephrase that better.
Yeah.
Why would I not experience this amazing part of life? And if it chops a little bit of my lifespan off, I'm good with that. I came one with the fact that, hey, the path of life, this was when I was probably late teens. I kind of had to come to Jesus, like, okay, dude, you're doing this. This is really going down, right? It was kind of like once I started kind of stepping outside the box and started doing stuff that could potentially leave a permanent mark. Right.
Yeah.
I had to have the conversation with myself. Okay. Are you okay with the fact if you pick this path of life and you push the limits that you might shave off the last 5-7 years of your life? Are you good with that? And I thought, well, Do I want to be the star that just sits there and barely fucking flickers, or do I want to be that fucking shooting star that just tears through the fucking sky? Well, I picked the shooting star.
I appreciate that candor, and I love that honesty. It reminds me of something I was telling you about the WWE Unreal thing that I was watching on the weekend, and one of the superstars was talking about how
Dude, that lifestyle being part of what shortened my lifespan, guaranteed.
So that's exactly what I'm referring to, because they were talking to one of the superstars, and the question was, "How you feeling?" He's like, "Fine." Even though Johnny just had his head pushed through through a fucking table, and he did a bunch of crazy shit. He's like, his answer was, "I don't talk about all the things you probably think that I'm hurting from. I've made this choice."
Yeah, this is what I do.
That's exactly it. He's like, "This is what I do." He's like, "So yeah, every now and then I might say I heard a thumbnail, or I've busted a nail." He goes, "But what you see, I don't talk about it because this is what I do for a living."
If I'm not in the fucking training room getting fucking stitch up, I'm not talking about it.
That's exactly. I talk a lot of admiration for that, man. That's really, really cool. And hey, here's another one. We're supposed to have a guest coming up on the show here today, but I don't see him in the green room yet here. So I know that Jimmy and Melissa, I did see an email just come through here. Looks like he accepted the show invite. So I don't know what that means, but just a heads up, guys, on that one. But here's one, John, that I found as well. So weight loss drugs linked to rare eye condition in some patients. Well, the world's hottest weight loss drugs, I'm putting them out there, the Ozempics and so forth out there, are some people taking Ozempic, Wegovy, or Moranju might face a very small risk of suddenly losing vision in one eye. Doctors call this an eye stroke. Now, I thought I'd put it on the table because we know that there are peptides that are part of these. So the question I have for you, and we're all about experiences here, have you or any of your clients that have been using some of the GLPs experienced any of these vision situations, Johnny?
Okay, let's take the GLP out of the equation.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, let's just say that a person goes into severe malnourishment. Yeah. This eye problem would be very, very possible.
Thank you.
So take the fuck, I mean, why the gun didn't kill someone?
Oh, you mean like Ozzy's album years ago didn't help kill people?
That's it. The person that pulled the trigger is the one who killed someone. So the GLP used properly, someone's not malnourished, they don't have these problems.
Yes. I brought it up because my fear is people get caught up in headlines and they don't read the rest of it, right?
Well, and the thing about it is those are the people right there that are getting caught up in headlines that are have no interest in using the tool properly anyway.
Correct. But it's not about our goal with our show is to create a trusted live experience where people can get trusted experiential live information that is worthwhile, is trustworthy, because you can go get the information everywhere. But there's a guy here on the show that uses these peptides, uses these GLPs, and has been around, with these experiences. So don't get caught up in the headline. Do your research. And if you want to learn more, I'd invite you to join the Mornings in the Lab community. Connect with Anderson. He's got a university that'll share even more. And if you really want to learn more about the peptides journey, John is the guy that has the experience and is the expert and is the authority and will give you the trust around that topic. John Anderson.
Check this out. So anybody that goes into my university and watches the live streams or when I'm doing a talk on any of these peptides, you're going to see that somewhere in that video or that live stream, if you're watching it live or you're watching an archive, I will point blank say, look, this is the benefit you can get. But if you're not putting the work into the foundation, which is your lifestyle, don't expect any of what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to jump to real life experience. I'm not going to mention the name of this person, but there's a person in my life, close in my life.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I've actually helped this person doing it the right way.
Yes.
Got herself in great shape, blood test perfect, shaved off 40 pounds, full of energy.
Wow.
But for some reason, there are some people that just don't want to put in the work. They for some reason, they don't recognize that if I do this, I get this, right? They're the mindset of get to the goal and then go back to what they're doing before. And that was a huge part of what I talked about is, look, if you go back to what you're doing, you're going to go back to where you were.
Yes.
That happened, unfortunately. So,
okay. Yeah.
She decided to go on Ozempic, right?
Okay.
First thing was, it was Jesus Christ. It was costing her from the doctor like $1,500, where she could have gotten it. She could have gotten it from reputable non-doctor source for like 150. Crazy. Anyway, but here's the problem. So appetite gone, eating maybe once a day. But what this did was, because the doctor didn't explain to her, you need to eat healthy, you need to eat on a schedule so you don't get malnourished. He just said, here you go. Now you can eat less. So eating, maybe the eating habits got worse. The habits in terms of regularity got worse. And the actual contents of what was being eaten got worse. So it's like, well, shit, I haven't eaten all day and I can eat this pizza.
That's just
fuck, man. It's like, so if you don't understand that this is a tool to reestablish your life's rhythm, your daily loop, that's what these tools are for. These tools are not to starve yourself. These tools are to, you have this opportunity where you're not being crushed by these urges to eat what you're not supposed to eat. So you can actually get in this lifestyle habit, turn that habit into basically who you are.
Yes.
A habit turns into a lifestyle. Lifestyle turns into a state of mind. State of mind turns into who you are. Yes. That's what these tools are for. And if you use them for anything else, you're basically doing yourself a huge disservice.
Well, and your comment on I can eat whatever I want because I'm on a weight loss jug reminds me in many ways to kind of pre Ozempic stuff, when there was a big push for, not push, but the fitness food industry as the internet was coming to life was, and I know you dislike this, but it's my job to put it on the table, is there were folks, and still folks today, that chase macro counting so they can eat whatever they want.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But
how my macros came out, all the fat fuckers got so excited. It was unbelievable.
And John and I was one of them because and I'm going to admit, because
really?
Well, no, because I was the guy chasing the answer I wanted. Remember, I've been telling that story with AJ, right? Going, I can do this. He's like, you can try it, but here's what you're going to come back to. So I'd go down my journey. I'd fall, I'd try, and I wouldn't have success. And then he'd be standing there patiently waiting for me, going, I told you. I go, okay, but AJ, I found this though, and then I go on my journey and find my own thing, and he'd go, I'll be here when you're ready to come back to normalcy, and then he'd say, see, I told you. But so back to your point, right? Is that I was not learning good, proper habits, looking for a hack.
Yeah. Hey, brother, we got to get me to the toilet soon.
I was just going to say, so we're going to do a quick little break. I'm going to do a call to action here. You're going to take a break, and then we've got our guest, Gonzalo, coming up. So why don't we do that, Jimmy? Johnny, you take yourself out of here. Guys, Perfect. You can join the show right now. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Johnny, you can take off, brother. You can join the show here. Coming up, I'm going to open the phone lines up, 431-300-3005. You can phone, text, or leave a voicemail, or come say hi in the comments, you guys. Come say hi, comments on the vertical stream. The vertical stream's hopping right now. We got B-Drive over there. We got Adam Hall right over there. We got Melissa. We got Jimmy. We got Good Time over there. We got Kindness Rising, Matt and Roof, 7:30 Eastern time, guys. You guys check out Matt's show, man. It's getting better every single day. I'm telling you right now, you are watching a fucking incredible show coming to life 1% better every single day. So if you're not tuning in, check it out. 7:30 Eastern time. It's a dose of kindness to get you on the right side of the bed. So if you're waking up kind of feeling like, I'm kind of having a shitty morning, go hang out with Matt. Matt is a solid dude, great character, great smile, great glasses, but great energy, waking you guys up 7:30 Eastern time. And if you're watching or hanging out with us right now, not live, because you haven't got up because you hit the snooze button, that's okay. We forgive you. Come join the show live 8 o'clock Eastern time, but come join the Mornings in Lab community and leave some comments out there. All right, today's guest is about to challenge everything you think you know about success. I want to invite you guys to meet Gonzalo Navarrete. Hey, there's the accent, Jimmy. Gonzalo Navarrete, the founder of Growth Frontier Hub, and the man who's literally, Grok, hang tight, who's literally putting his money where his faith is. After spending years climbing the corporate IT ladder and saving companies hundreds of thousands of dollars, Gonzalo heard a different calling. Jimmy, let's do the opener and introduce our next guest, our first guest, the only guest this morning, Gonzalo Navarrete. Jimmy.
What if everything you've been taught about success is keeping you from your breakthrough? What if the answer isn't working harder, but learning to listen better? Most driven men hit a wall where traditional metrics stop working. Gonzalo Navarrete discovered this truth when he left his 7-year IT executive career, where he'd reduced overhead by 20% and mastered corporate success. Instead of chasing bigger titles, he chose radical obedience. His Growth Frontier Hub now serves 12,000 men who've learned that breakthrough comes through surrender, not force. The men who transform fastest aren't the ones grinding harder. They're the ones brave enough to ask what they're really called to build. Stop optimizing, start obeying. Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of surrender.
What if I told you there's a guy who's helping men across America stop hesitating on their God-given missions and actually build what they're been commanded to create? Well, coming up, this former IT executive who once cut corporate costs by 20%, now cutting through spiritual confusion and helping men build unstoppable momentum in their faith. He says obedience is the new success. Let's find out why, guys, and let's welcome in our first and only guest this morning, Gonzalo Navarrete. What's up, Gonzalo? Gonzalo, how are you, brother?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Did I say your
Morning,
name correctly?
Keith, Johnny and the Lab Nation. What an intro. Gonzalo Navarrete.
Hey, Grok, I'd like you to say hi to Gonzalo.
I gotta say, the energy that you have in the morning is great. It's great.
That's what we do here, brother. That's what we do. Hey, Grok, say hi to Gonzalo for us.
Morning, Gonzalo. He's right. The energy in the Lab Nation is electric today. And I'm thrilled you're bringing your vibe to the show. What's the first thing you want to share about swapping corporate success for spiritual momentum? Let's get this convo rolling.
So I don't know if it's probably just my headphones, but I couldn't hear Grok too well. Is this the new Grok, the one on Tesla?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm needed for because Grok just asked you the question that I was going to ask you. But anyways, yeah, Grok is our new co-host here on the show with myself on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends here. So Grok is the co-host, the creation of Elon. But yes, Grok asked you about the big pivot from corporate IT guy to spiritual momentum. Here's what it is. What's the first thing you want to share? Here's the question from Grok. What's the first thing you want to share about swapping corporate success for spiritual momentum? Let's get this convo rolling on behalf of Grok.
You know what I would say is discipline. When you get into religion, you finally find that discipline. Well, at least in my case, because everybody I believe I saw right before I came in that the title was I spent $50,000 on self-growth.
Yes.
Now I've spent more than $50,000 on self-growth. Actually, probably over $100,000. I'm on multiple different networks as well. I'm part of the War Room as well, and discipline is key for everything because I realized I've shaken the hand of Tony Robbins. I've sparred with Andrew Tate. I've met some great people. And if there's a key, if I could give you a key to success, it's not the people it's not trying to meet the right people. It's not trying to learn more. It's having discipline. It's waking up every morning with the same energy that Keith has and doing what you have to do every day. So when you get into religion, because I feel like nowadays kids and teenagers and everything, they don't have that discipline. They don't have that. They're just doing whatever they want. So part of that is religion kind of builds on part of that, where you could tap into that discipline. Have a little more discipline, because at the end of the day, you don't really need to learn more. You just need to work more.
It's interesting. That's powerful. You don't need to learn more. You need to work more. Yet, Gonzalo, in my experience, so many humans are chasing, I got to learn more. I got to hear another podcast. I got to go meet Tony Robbins. I got to go meet Keith Billis, John Anderson. I got to go meet. I got to go learn. I got to find a new idea. Searching for the next idea because this one's not good enough. Yet, what you're suggesting, the hardest thing, and we talk about it daily, and you're going to meet John in a second, what you're suggesting, without discipline, none of it matters.
Yeah, nothing matters if you don't have discipline. 100%. I mean, like I said, I've had the opportunity to meet some great important people, and I would always think to myself, what if I just met this guy?
Yeah.
What if I surrounded myself with this guy? And then when I did finally meet them, I realized that okay, like now what are you doing? What really matters is you don't want to just meet the people that you look up to. You want to be able to work with them. You want to be able to meet them in an occasion where you have something to offer them, or they want to work with you because you've achieved something. And the only way you get there is with discipline and work.
So I'm curious, you mentioned Tony Robbins, you mentioned Andrew Tate. I'm only going to assume now that after you've been on our show, you're going to now add to your next people you go to hang out with that you've spent time with the great John Anderson, you've spent time with the great Keith Billis, and probably most importantly, you're probably considering that, Andrew Tate and Tony Robbins was yesterday's news, but you're like, holy smoke, I met tomorrow's news hanging out with Keith and Johnny. Am I correct, Gonzalo?
You guys definitely have the energy. I mean, I was like, wait, are they on a different time zone? Are they? Is it 3 p.m. over there? They look like they already had their workout and everything. I was actually gonna go work out before this. And I was like, oh wait, I had to show up today at 8:30 a.m. But I was on my way to the gym when I was like, wait, I gotta pivot. I gotta go to the office now.
So Gonzalo, I want to introduce you to my co-host, my brother from another mother, John Anderson. I know he was listening to you when you came in, and I know he's ready to.
I listened the whole time, so I think that piss turned into a dump.
I know that he's ready to unleash Gonzalo because he is drinking the same disciplined Kool-Aid as you are. Johnny, Gonzalo's been dropping bombs since he walked in. Where do you want to start, brother?
Well, I think the one thing I want to clarify. So I think what you'd said, Gonzaga, was you don't need to learn more, you need to work more, something to that effect. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to contest that. I'm totally supporting of the work part. But if you're not putting new information into the work turbine, you're not going to make the same type of progress. You got to learn. If you're not learning every day, you're not putting new information. Now, I want to say learning, you got to learn. We're not talking about reading the fucking National Enquirer. We're talking about, perfect example, you mentioned Tony Robbins, and I've been to, I was just at one of his events in Fiji last year. And one of the things that was constantly repeated was, it doesn't matter, we've given you all sorts of good stuff, but are you going to do this when you get home? So, but without that information, that hard work doesn't really do the same thing. So maybe what we're talking about is exactly the same, and it was just phrased differently. But I think that the hard work's the foundation. If you're not putting new good information into that hard work turbine, you're really selling yourself short, because in essence, you'd be working hard, but not making the same type of progress if you weren't basically gathering better ways to do things.
I think Gonzalo, if I can add to you, I think where Gonzalo might be leaning into, Johnny, though, is that so many folks, and listen, you and I both know many of them, John, and actually one worked with us for a while. Some people just always chasing information and learning, but
don't work.
But never executing.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. It's a combination. You can't have one without the other. And I think that's what Gonzaga was saying.
Yes.
I think it was just the way that I interpreted it, or the way he phrased it, or both. Because it's the two put together that makes a person, like even an athlete. You got a guy that works his ass off, but if he goes into a hitting slump, he needs a hitting coach to give him some new information to put that hard work to get out of his slump.
Yes, I think where Gonzalo that goes back to is that he believes very much in obedience and discipline. And without discipline, you can't move from learning to executing. Because
brother, and I'll put, just so you know, Gonzago, I'll put the hard work and the discipline first. Because if you don't have that, the new information doesn't mean shit. And I think that's where most people sit, is they're constantly looking for this new way of doing something. They find it, but they don't have the balls or the systems or the habits to execute.
Yeah. Gonzalo?
Now what I think what I was referring to is that nowadays we live in the information era. So even if you try not to learn, you're gonna learn. I mean, but what I mean is there's people that literally spend so many hours trying to get information. Either for example, I'm falling into the trap myself. If I go on Instagram, my feed is not full of junk. Like, I don't get girls shaking their ass or anything. I get like information, you
program Tony, it that way because you're
Jordan Peterson,
totally
stuff like that. But I'll fall into the trap where I start scrolling and I catch myself and I'm like, wait, I've been scrolling for like 15, 20 minutes now because I think I'm learning something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn, that's what I'm doing.
So we're
wrong.
drinking the same Kool-Aid. I think it was just my interpretation or the way it was phrased, either or. But yeah, if you don't have, I mean, that is me. I would say that if you were to say awarding points, and there's only 10 points possible to the discipline and the hard work versus new information, I'm probably 7 points discipline, hard work and execution, 3 points learning. I actually tried to level that out. I would like to be 4 points learning, 6 points with the execution, the discipline, because I feel like when I do stumble across really good information, I fucking execute it. It's like, boom.
Yeah, that's the way.
We're hanging out with Gonzalo Navarrete and Johnny. Here's something else that I know we're going to love, and I want to lean into this one. Gonzalo, you also use the word, and you own a word. And when I did my research before today's show, you use the word, and it's a word that is it's an older word, but you own it today. Obedience. And you talk about it more, I'd say, than most military commanders. And in your responses, you mentioned obedience 7 times when you answered our responses for today's show. It's clearly not just a concept for you, Johnny. It's become this guy's operating system. When did obedience shift from being a duty to becoming your definition, Gonzalo, as a 30-something-year-old man of success?
Because so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna try to make the story real quick, but I've always had on my mind, Growth Frontier Hub. I've always had something on my mind where I could help people, but at the same time, I didn't want to start helping people if I didn't build some type of system around me that was just huge. I didn't want to start until all the pieces were in place. And then I was walking one time. I was on my spiritual walk. I do a spiritual walk every day where I'm walking my dog and just listening to some type of sermon, usually by Billy Graham. And I was looking at the skyline because I could see the skyline of New York City when I'm taking my walk. And something in my head just said, think bigger. And when I sat down and I thought to myself, what exactly does that mean? Think bigger.
Yeah.
It was just move forward and stop shrinking yourself to whatever it is your mentality at the moment is, and just think bigger. And I took that leap, and then I was able to actually make stuff happen that I didn't think I was going to be able to make happen right away. And that's where it comes from, is just be obedient to whatever it is you think your purpose is, whatever it is you think you want to do, whatever it is, just be obedient to that. And I guess it all
you're really being obedient to yourself.
Yes.
Is what it comes down to, correct?
Yeah, being obedient to yourself and to your higher self, because there's a lot of people that they have that higher self. They have that little voice telling them, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, and or they want to do this, but in their minds they're like, oh, right now it's not the right time. I might not have the right connections. I might not have enough money. I might not have the right body, whatever it is. So they never get started, and that's how they die. So being obedient to that higher self telling you, whatever it is you want to do, just go, just try it out. If you fall, you're gonna get better, and just being obedient to that.
Keith and John hanging out with Gonzalo Navarrete here on Mornings and Live with Keith, Johnny, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Gonzalo, I want to be respectful of your time. We're coming up on the top of your appearance. Are you hard stop right now, or do you got a few minutes with us?
I have a few minutes. It's fine. Yeah, I'm actually heading to the gym right after this.
Oh, good.
I want to jump in real quick, and I just wanted to give you a compliment, brother. The fact that you've basically you've made a part of your existence or part of your life constantly. I guess you're searching for, as we all do, self-improvement, but you have no problem spending the money to go get it. And so many people, they'll hide behind the fact that, I can't spend this, I can't spend that. And what I love about you is you are clearly recognizing that the safest place on the planet to invest is yourself. And I love that, brother. And
thank you. I really appreciate that. And I just got to say, money isn't real, by the way. It's money. It's not real. Everybody vibes at a certain frequency. I come from a lot of poverty, but once you understand that, once you surround yourself with the right people, you're able to see that money, if you work hard, and I believe Andrew Tate says this, if you work hard, it's impossible for you to fail. If you're working hard, you're going to make money. And you just, again, why I say money isn't real is because if you're scared to spend on yourself, once you end up spending on yourself, you're gonna get the right mindset. You're gonna get what you need to know. And spending on yourself isn't just learning. Spending on yourself is your network, being able to meet people, being able to surround yourself with the right mentality and energy. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. And so many people just don't understand that.
So let's do this then. I think I have an idea here. I have because we're talking, today's big topic on the show was, I spend 50K on self-improvement. John and I kicked off the show with that conversation, and Gonzalo, you were
spent that 50K in the last 2 years.
Yeah, precisely.
Good morning, guys.
So Jim, why don't we do this? Why don't we let's transition into hour 2 of the show. And Jimmy, why don't we run the deep dive opener, and let's have a conversation with Gonzalo, myself, and Johnny around this idea of spending 50K on self-improvement. John, because get this, man, I don't know many men at the age of 34 that have done what Gonzalo has done, but instead of having a big birthday party here in North America, he's actually, I'm just looking for my notes here, the guy's actually getting on a plane, John, flying to the Middle East, and he's going to get dunked in the same waters where Jesus was baptized. Now, Gonzalo, have you done that, or are you going to do that?
I was born and raised Catholic, and recently I've been a lot deeper into my spiritual journey. And I'm 33, by the way. I'm about to turn 34, and it's Jesus's age. And for some reason, I'm actually bold right now. By the way, I've never been bold. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see I've never been bold, but I've started doing more things that just get me more spiritually connected. And then one of the things was, because everybody, whenever I would say I'm 33, everybody would say, if they're religious, they'll say like, oh, that's Jesus' age. And I don't know if that tapped me some type of way. And I was like, you know what, I got to get more into religion. And the more I think about something, I try to go a step farther. And I was like, wait, what if because I've been reading a lot of the Bible, but the original Bible, the Tanakh and the original New Testament, and I was like, what if I get baptized at the Jordan River, and right where Jesus was baptized? I mean, if his body was in there, it has to be some type of powerful energy there. And I already booked that. I already have everything booked for that week.
Dude, well, let's do this then. Jimmy, let's run the teaser on the deep dive. We've got about a 30-second intro for this thing. Let's get to the conversation about spending 50K. We're going to go around the table. And Gonzalo, I got to tell you, man, just straight up, you're an inspiration. Yeah, and I'm looking at the comments here. Young man, 34, you're sorting your shit out, brother. And these foundations of discipline and obedience to yourself, it's inevitable to think that, in a number of years from now, when we invite him back to our show, this guy's going to have the kind of success that I know he's successful now, but I can just see that this impending success is inevitable because of the way the guy lives his life. So, Jimmy, let's do the opener for the deep dive. Let's have a big conversation. I spent 50K on self-improvement. What did it do? Jimmy?
What if everything you've been told about investing in yourself is actually keeping you broke and stuck in the same patterns? You're ambitious, you're driven, but somehow you keep finding yourself in the same cycle. Buying the next course, attending the next seminar, chasing that breakthrough moment that never seems to stick. Behavioral scientists have discovered something fascinating about how real transformation actually happens. Stanford researchers found that the most successful people don't rely on inspiration or motivation at all. There's a simple framework that separates life-changing investments from expensive motivation theater, and it starts with asking one specific question before you spend another dollar. Stop chasing, start building. Your breakthrough is waiting.
We're talking spending 50K plus on self-improvement with our guest, Gonzalo Navarrete. Gonzalo, the self-help world is full of gurus that are talking about spending this, spending that. Yet when you showed up on the show here and Johnny was taking a quick little break, it didn't even fathom you, or it didn't even impact you that Oh yeah, 50K on self-improvement. Didn't even Johnny was looking at it. It's like it didn't even hit you that hard, Gonzalo.
No, I've definitely spent more, and I spent money when I didn't have money. So I remember my very first time spending money on learning was trying to learn about real estate, because I used to do Airbnb. I had a couple of Airbnbs here up in North Jersey, and I actually got a free seminar to I forgot the name of the guy that made the seminar, but in the seminar they pretty much told you about buying and wholesaling and flipping. And when I went to the seminar, it made sense to me, like what they were saying. Everything was just making sense. And then they would sell you another seminar after that, and then they would sell you another seminar after that. I bought the next seminar, but then after I made the first purchase, I went on Meetup and I started looking for real estate investors that had their own networking events, and I started going to networking events. So there's the action being put into action right away. What you learn being put into action right away. And I got into real estate fast. But I didn't have the money to spend to go to these events or start learning or pay for these courses. But I paid it anyways because I knew it was going to be worth me learning. But again, it wasn't me sitting down on like watching YouTube and trying to learn real estate for 5 years straight on YouTube and not taking any action. I was, as soon as I learned it, I spent money to go and to actually meet people and to learn from people when I didn't have it. And then actually I got into Airbnb when it wasn't anything, when people didn't even know about it. But I had the opportunity. Someone came to me, they gave me the numbers, and it made so much sense that it was ridiculous to say no. And I ended up getting into real estate that way.
You know, brother, I think if you look back at most success stories, there's some element of what you just described. You know, I mean, when I started my first business that actually succeeded, I was fucking dead broke when I started it on a credit card. I didn't have a fucking dollar to invest in it. But I mean, that's when you make your best moves, when it's not just doing something you think it's interesting. You're doing it because this fucking there's no plan fucking B, you know. You got to fucking make plan A work. And I love it, brother.
Yeah, definitely 100%. I feel like, so I forgot who told me this. It was one of my mentors that told me this. Pretty much, you either have time, money, or knowledge. You're not gonna have all three. So if you're able to interchange between the three of them. Usually, people that already have the money, they don't have the time. They have the money and the knowledge, but they don't have the time. You either have the time, and if you have the time but you don't have the money or the knowledge, like that's where you got to put in. You got to put in your time. You got to wake up early. You got to go to sleep late, and you got to be disciplined.
I think sometimes when we as humans making decisions, and if I said to you, hey, John, I can teach you something that's going to cost you $50K, that $50K is like a sticker shock. You're like, oh, I'm not spending that. But then if I broke it down into a period of, but you're going to learn this over the next 48 months, and it's going to cost you, $1,000 a month over the next 50 months, there's $50K, and you really it hasn't even moved the needle out of your expenses in life. And I think that's sometimes where people kind of get caught up on the big number when it's actually not that big number at all.
Well, real quick, this goes right back to what we're talking about originally. Okay, you're buying knowledge, but if you don't have the discipline and the work ethic to put behind that knowledge, it's a fucking waste. And that's unfortunately what happens. You see a lot of these. I mean, that's why at these different types of seminars, the ones that are truly there to help you, they're going to constantly repeat, look, it doesn't matter what you do here. It matters what you do when you go home.
Yeah, well, that's the hardest thing for folks, though.
That's it. It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it's discipline and execution, right? Gonzalo, what do you think that is? Is that back to obedience? Is back to, you get removed out of the environment? And because somewhere in your journey, you did go home from a Kate seminar or from a Robin seminar or from a Keith and Johnny show, and you continued to execute. How?
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just pure laziness. I mean, you know what it is, and that's why I always went back to when I said at the beginning, not learning too much and getting to work, because people just do like mental masturbation. They just
Yeah.
they just learn, and they don't do absolutely anything with it. And I think it's pure laziness. It's just getting the satisfaction of saying, hey, you know, like I'm doing the right thing. I'm learning this. I'm growing. But if you don't put it into action, it doesn't really mean anything. And I believe so. Going back to real estate on those events, there's a lot of people that go, they spend money, and there's some people that come out and become really successful, but the percentage is small.
Yes.
Because most of them go back and they don't implement anything. They just absorb the information.
True, brother. So true. I mean, like when I meet someone that says, "Oh yeah, I did this in this seminar," my first question is, "Oh, good for you. What did you do with it?"
Yeah. Well,
and if they did something with it, they're just bam, it's out. They can't wait to spit it out. If they're sitting there thinking, "Oh man,
yes,
they gathered this knowledge, they made this investment, and they didn't have the foundation, which was the execution, the discipline, and the work ethic."
Hanging out with Keith and Johnny on Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Johnny, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Our guest, Gonzalo Navarrete. Gonzalo, we're going to get to the rapid fire here so we can get you out of here. So I got 5 questions for you. They're going to come at you quick, and 1 answer responses. And then we're going to one last big question for you so we can get out to get you. What do you got in the gym today? Legs day, arms day, back day, chest
Legs
day? What is it?
Legs day.
Yes.
Oh, baby, that's what I did yesterday.
Yeah, push, pull, and then legs. So
well done, brother. Yeah, I like
you. You're doing push, pull. Oh, you doing push, pull, and legs today, or
no.
Legs?
So Sunday is my starting day because I do Sabbath. So Sunday was push and then pull, and now I got legs.
Got you. I was like, holy shit, man, that's fucking savage. You're doing the whole thing in one day.
I would be looking like you right now if I worked out that much.
Johnny, he's got a couple years on. He's got a couple years on his brother.
Keith,
All right,
Johnny,
Grok, hang tight. Grok.
You're fire.
Grok, hang tight.
Gonzalo, your
She needs an update.
Actually, she got a good update. She's actually performing much better here today. All right, ready to go? Gonzalo, coffee or Holy Spirit?
Holy Spirit.
Favorite Bible verse you've never heard in the church?
I've never heard on the church. Not by power nor by might, but by my spirit.
Oh, I like that. 1 word that makes religious people nervous, but shouldn't.
A judgment.
Oh, Gonzalo. Jordan River baptism or skydiving? Which takes more faith?
Oh, which one takes more faith? Well, skydiving takes more faith 100% because you got to have faith that God is not going to let you die.
Gonzalo, you're killing it. Holy Spirit over coffee.
Grok, hang tight. Grok, hang tight.
Not by power,
Grok.
but by spirit.
Yeah, there we go. If Jesus had a LinkedIn, what would his headline be?
Follow me.
Gonzalo, that's a cracker of a question.
And then Gonzalo, final question for you, brother. What's 20 years from now when you are 54 and looking back, what would you have to have? What would you say would be a reflection upon your life, Gonzalo?
Helping others is probably what's going to be the best for me. Because at the end of the day, that's all I'm going to take with me.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, brother.
Love that. Gonzalo Navarrete, where can folks connect with you, find you, engage with you, and work with you, brother?
Gonzalo_official pretty much everywhere. Obviously, Growth Frontier Hub is the home, and I actually have a Facebook group that people could join if they need help. I charge absolutely nothing. I pretty much
Good
join
for you,
people.
brother.
I join people, mentors with young kids, and they pretty much work with each other. So I don't charge absolutely nothing for that. But yeah, you can find me on Gonzalo_official or Facebook Gonzalo Navarrete.
Beautiful. Gonzalo, I appreciate you, man.
Brother. Good for you, bro. Yeah, keep up the good work, dude. Keep up the good work, man. You're on, especially for your age, man. You're not only on track, but you're a decade ahead of most.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. Gonzalo, you're an inspiration, brother. You're, once a guest of the lab, you're an alumni of the lab. If there's anything you want to share, you got a story, you got a book, you got something you want to promote, you want to just get back out and hang out with us and get some energy, I invite you back to Mornings in the Lab. And hey, tune into us along the way and see, and then come hang out with us in the comments, okay?
I'll come back when I have some hair. You guys have been amazing. It's been great to be here. I really, really appreciate it. You guys have a great morning. I'll keep listening on YouTube.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Hey, quick question before you go. You come back when you have hair. What happened to your hair? Is that?
So I just did it. So the reason I shaved my head is because just the thought I've always been, my hair is like I'm the type of guy that's always like doing all types of stuff to his hair. And just thinking about shaving it made me uncomfortable. So I thought to myself, I was like, if something makes me uncomfortable, then that means
you got to do it.
So,
yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That's a different looking fucking dude right there. God damn.
Smokes, man. Who's that handsome dude? No, not the guy live, the guy in the picture. Oh, it's the same guy, Johnny. It's the same guy.
it really, the hair makes a big difference. So I was like, you know what? It makes me uncomfortable, so I have to shave it off. But
I love it.
Brother, I gotta say right there, real quick, man. If people can take something from this, like, I love to strip things down to the simplest form. And what you just gave the audience might be one of the fucking biggest, powerful tips ever. When something makes you uncomfortable, you got to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. If you're always, if something so simple as like, that's what I thought about. I was like, if something so simple like shaving my head is going to make me so uncomfortable, that's going to paralyze me to the point where like, oh, I can't do it because it's too uncomfortable for me. That's a bad sign, because what else is going to scare you that's just going to stop you? If you, anything that makes you uncomfortable stops you from going forward, that's a problem. So you got to, whatever it is that makes you uncomfortable, just go.
Good
for it.
fucking shit,
At the end of the
brother.
day, I mean, my hair, not a lot of people liked it, but you know what? A month, 2 months from now, it's going to grow back. So we're good.
Gonzalo, the community here right now is lighting up because of your picture, man. You got everybody just talking here about his glow shines with or without hair. There's just some really positive comments. That's you working on vanity. Gonzalo, I got to tell you, man, Johnny, the world is set up well with guys like Gonzalo Navarrete out there leading the men of the generations behind us. I'm telling you right now, Anderson. Like, if we got more guys like Gonzalo out there, guys like my son and your daughters meeting men like Gonzalo, I surely can't complain. Can you?
No, that's what we need.
It's exactly. Gonzalo, I appreciate you, brother. You have yourself a good one, okay?
Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
Have a great day, brother. Pleasure to meet you.
All right. Gonzalo Navarrete joining myself and John Anderson this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and Johnny. All right, bro, listen, want to do a lifestyle tip? We'll get a lifestyle tip for you. Then if you want to take a quick little break, we'll do a lifestyle tip. We'll do a break, and then we'll come back and get into some the figureoutable mindset. I want to talk about solving problems that everybody thinks. And actually, Gonzalo was like, walk towards the fear. So, Jimmy, let's do the lifestyle tip with John Anderson, and then we'll come back and keep the show rock and rolling here for the last 15 with Johnny before we get into the bottom of the community corner. How's that sound? Sound like a plan? Let's do it.
All right. We're going to take this one. We're going to roll off of the tail end of the segment of our last guest, because what he said was really, really powerful. And the way I've become successful, in all areas of my life, is to simplify things so that I understand them, so that I can actually do them. Well, think of something like this. If something makes you uncomfortable to the point where you're not going to do it, that is a huge problem in your life. You got to start making a habit of stepping outside your comfort zone, doing the things that make you uncomfortable, because it's a habit. Once you make a habit of stepping outside your comfort zone, doing the things that scare you, doing the things that make you uncomfortable, your life is going to open up, because the things that you normally weren't doing, now you're doing. And if you make a habit of doing things that make you uncomfortable, that will become a part of your lifestyle. And that part of your lifestyle will then become a state of mind. And that state of mind will become who you are. And that's what I hang my hat on. I do difficult shit. I do the things other people won't do. I have made a massive habit, which is now turned out to be just who I am. I do uncomfortable shit. I do the difficult shit. And that's what separates me from the pack. And the thing about it is you can do the same thing. It's one simple habit that will eventually turn into who you are. Learn to be comfortable when everybody else is uncomfortable, and your life will change. Rock and roll.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We're back at it here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. You guys can join the live show right now. Yes, or in the Mornings in the Lab community. There's a few ways to do that. You guys can join me by calling the phone, 431-300-3005. Yeah, 431-300-3005. I'll take some phone calls during the community corner. Jimmy and Melissa just made a decision. I'm going to open the phone lines during the community corner of the show here. So at 9:30 Eastern time, we will be opening the phone lines for the community corner. So if you guys want to join the conversation, I encourage you to do that. Or come say hi in the comments. I see a lot of activity in the comments down there, guys. We got Michael Global down there. We got Batshit Crazy got there. We got Michael. We got B Drive. We got Good Time. We got Holroyd. We got a bunch of folks. Lady Drew hanging out there in the community. So I invite you guys to check that out there. And those of you that are not tuning into the show right now live, Jimmy, why wouldn't they be tuning into the show live? I'm just curious why the hell you would not be up listening to our show live right now. True story, 100%. The Mornings in the Lab live network, the fastest growing live network happening right now on YouTube. Guys, I want to share something with you. Yesterday afternoon, our August numbers for watch time on this channel surpassed all of July's numbers on August 11th. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for sticking by, supporting us, and helping us turn this into the fastest growing live conversation right now, right here, every single day over on YouTube. Yesterday, guys, we passed the numbers, and hey, numbers are numbers, and numbers can be a distraction or numbers can be a motivation. I don't find myself getting caught up in the numbers every single day. I find myself using the numbers to point us in a direction where we can move in the right direction. And I just want to sincerely say thanks to everybody for making this show the success that it is. And without you guys showing up, there's nothing here. Without you guys in the community, there's nothing here. So again, when the show's over, guys, I cannot encourage you enough to come and hang out with us in the mornings in the lab community. And of course, we get after daily, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here in the lab. All right. I got something here that John and I teased in the beginning here. Have you ever met someone who says that they're not asexual? Jimmy, listen up, brother, because I know you got a button to press here. Have you ever met someone who says they're not asexual, but they're also not all about sex? Well, today we're going to dive into the gray area of attraction, gray sexuality. And guys, ears up and eyes up, and why more people are openly identifying with it than ever before.
What if the way we think about attraction is completely wrong? What if there's a massive middle ground that millions of people experience, but nobody talks about it? Every day, men struggle with feeling different about relationships and connection, wondering if they're broken or just not measuring up to some invisible standard that everyone else seems to understand. Recent breakthrough research from major universities reveals that human connection operates on a spectrum far more complex than we've been taught, with patterns that challenge everything we thought we knew about relationships and attraction. Understanding these patterns can revolutionize how you approach relationships, eliminate years of self-doubt, and create authentic connections that actually work. It's time to discover where you really fit and start building relationships from truth, not assumptions.
So I got to be honest, Johnny, when I first found the topic of gray sexuality, I didn't know what it means. So,
I love it. You said gray like gray hair. I was like, I can totally see that. But I mean, my first thing was, because, your brain goes and I think gray area. That's unknown.
Yes. So gray sexuality is sometimes called gray sexual or sometimes gray ace, is a sexual identity describing people who experience sexual attraction, not you and I, only rarely, with low intensity, or only under specific circumstances. And it's in turn intentionally created to describe, you just called it out, brother, the gray area between being asexual,
undefined,
or allosexual, those who regularly experience sexual attraction. Now, just calling this straight out, I cannot wrap my motherfucking pea brain around asexuality or somebody that has no sexual attraction. I'm a highly charged sexual being. So this just does not position for me, brother. What do you think about this yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's well, you figure like this. I mean, I'm with you when it comes to sex.
Yes,
I've never really questioned. I've understood what it just makes sense to me.
Yeah,
but think about other parts of life that don't.
Okay,
right?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So think about, this part makes sense to us.
Yes,
those other parts that don't make sense to us. Well, just flip that script. There are other people that the part that we don't quite understand, they understand perfectly, but when it comes to sex, they don't understand.
Yeah, and so thank you for putting that out there, because if there's one thing that I love about learning with friends and learning with humans is walking people toward a shared view, and I couldn't wrap my head around that until you've just said that, because you're right. It's just like that's why people are different. But what I felt,
it's almost like mathematics, I mean? Like,
yes,
fuck, man, yes. I could go into an algebra class right now and still be fucking lost. Some people walk in there, just fucking makes sense. They just
I can't even spell the fucking word, man. How do you spell it? Is it GBRL or something? No. Oh, wait a minute. I'm asking a dyslexic person how to spell algebra. I don't fucking
no shit.
But here's what I found interesting too, brother, is that gray sexuality is different from demisexuality. I didn't even know what demisexuality was.
Spell that DEMA.
Yeah, so demi, like Demi Moore. So demisexuality,
DEMI. Okay,
well, it was not pronounced right. So demisexuality requires a close emotional bond for attraction. So it's like you and I might be demisexual, right? Because we're not gay, we're heterosexual, but we aren't interested in having sex together. Where gray sexuality is about rarity or low intensity bond or no bond at all. If you're gray sexual,
what if the way we think?
If you're gray sexual, you're actually really not interested in sex at all.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the interest?
I don't know.
We're talking about sexuality.
Yeah.
Gray sexuality. Why do they call it no sexuality instead of gray sexuality?
Diving deep into this gray sexuality.
So Grok, here's the question actually just not want to have sex at all?
Not quite, Keith. Gray sexual folks might feel sexual attraction, but it's super rare, low-key, or only happens in specific situations. Like, not a complete no to sex, just not often or intensely like others. It's that gray area between asexual and fully sexual, where it's more about occasional vibes than a hard pass. Want me to dig into how it differs from demisexuality again?
No, that's fine. I just was kind of curious about it. We're going to move on to the next topic.
Real quick, then that makes me think, makes me wonder, if we took a whole bunch of these gray sexuality, let's say we took 10,000 and put them on a line.
Yes.
Would we see a similarity in their characters? Is there lack of confidence? Are they overweight? Do they not feel that they can please their partner? Is there a series of reasons why they don't put a lot of intent on sex or a lot of interest? I mean, think about how many people say, yeah, I don't want that. They fucking want it. They just are not confident they can do it well.
That's interesting. Grok, what's your point of view on that?
Keith, Johnny, you're really unpacking something here. There's no large-scale study with 10,000 gray sexual folks to pin down exact traits. But from what we know, gray sexuality isn't necessarily tied to a lack of confidence or being overweight. It's more about how they experience attraction, rarely or faintly, not because they doubt themselves or feel they can't please a partner. Some might be super confident and still just not feel that sexual pull often. It's a spectrum, not a checklist of insecurities. For example, a 2018 study on diverse sexual identities found no clear link between gray sexuality and lower self-esteem or body image issues compared to other groups. It's more about their internal wiring than external factors. Thoughts on how that fits with what you're seeing in the Lab Nation, mate?
Oh, it's interesting, Johnny.
So it's just like a libido thing.
Yeah,
the way they're wired, because some people are, walking around with a fucking boner all the time, and other people just don't have that.
Yes. I'll tell you right now, this was actually probably the best example of having a grok on our show, because we're having
this actually made her presence, all the weirdo interruptions when she went, this just made it worth it.
Yeah, because I did not know that, but because I really appreciated your question, because it makes you want, because what you were asking was, did somebody just not, maybe is it a lack of a confidence thing? And what has been clear to us is that you're right, it's like not a libido thing. Something in their wiring has prevented them from walking around with a massive heart on, wanting to have sex all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely interesting.
Yes.
I mean, there are those people. I mean, you have I got a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And his wife, I mean, fuck, they're both in their late 30s.
Yeah.
Early 40s. She's in her late 30s. He's in his early 40s.
Don't tell me they never have sex.
Well, they do, but she doesn't. They give her, I can't remember, they give her something so she wants to have sex, because she's one of these. She loves him to death, and she doesn't have a problem with having sex because he wants to have sex, but he wants her to fucking want it. That's what makes it so exciting. So they give her, I can't remember what they give her. It's actually a peptide. I can't remember the name of it. Another one of those fucking peptides that if you buy from a doctor, it's $1,100, or you can buy it for $100 at him. But that's basically turns on, her motor, so to speak. But I think she's one of those people.
Interesting, man.
She's healthy. She's active. Yeah. She eats well. At a glance, you would never think. I mean, she's one of those people. You could look at people and think, that would probably be a sexual creature.
Yes.
She's not.
Yes. I couldn't exist with a gray sexual or a person that had no libido. It would not work for my life at all. Period.
Well, that's kind of part of the prerequisite. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, I gave Terry the ABCs of me. I mean, I kind of knew that about her through, through the little bit we knew about each other. I knew she was a sexual creature. So that box is already checked.
Yeah. All right, you got Mornings Live with Keith and Johnny here. We're coming up to the end of Johnny's time here. I got a question from my brother here. Do we want to table our discussion on figure out mindset until tomorrow or later on the week, or do you want to talk it for a few minutes right now? It's totally up to you and your schedule, brother. So we have a great show here today. So I'm
let's push it tomorrow, because that's something we're gonna run with that one a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, awesome. So guys, we're gonna Jimmy and make it an audible call, man. We're gonna put the figureoutable mindset onto tomorrow's show, and we are going to walk Johnny out of the lab here. And I'll say this, Johnny, Good Time, our good time, one of our OGs here, has the best recommendation for an asexual person. Martinis help with them people.
Well, a lot of times it is just something loosen them up a little bit.
Well, that's just it, right? That's and I guess it's going to be a martini. I've had my fair share of espresso martinis. Actually, fun story here. I was growing ICUC. I had an event here a number of years back, and my colleague at the time was like, "Yeah, I'll pick up the bill. I'm like, "Okay, you pick up the bill." And the bill comes later on in the night. He's like, "Keith," I go, "Yeah." He's like, I don't know if I can take the bill. I go, "Why is that?" He goes, "Because it's $15,000. I'm like, "Oh, so what do you want to do? Split it?" He's looking at me like, I don't even know if I can split it. I said, "Here, give me the fucking bill." So we ran it through. It was just a night. It was a night in Vegas, and it was literally a $14,900 bill on espresso martinis. His face, though, Anderson, because he's all the confident guy, right? He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get the bill," and I knew it. I'm like, I was like, "Okay, you get the bill."
What are those? How many of those made $15,000?
Yeah, well, and then he comes to me and he's like, "I don't think I can get the bill." I was fucking howling because I knew it was gonna happen, right? So,
were they like $500 fucking drinks?
No, there was a whole team of us. Like, there's a whole team of us, and
I thought there's a two of you guys. I'm like,
no. We just kept them coming. Coming. It just you go to an event and just keep them coming, right? So
most people have never seen a tab like that. When I was in Japan, some of these sponsored dinners, the tab would be well over 10 grand very regularly.
Yes. One quick. So after I sold the company, our brokers, who helped us sell the company, we were in New York City, took us to a big steakhouse. And I'll never forget that. You got a boy from Manitoba here who grew up on coal and, craft dinner and sausage. And they're like, "Okay, we're taking you to a steakhouse." Oh, I remember opening the menu for the first time. And I looked at Maurice and I was like, oh, I guess we're not in Kansas anymore because, the price of everything on that menu, like the entrees and that bill for the four of us was in the thousands of dollars. It was picked up by our brokers at the time, but it was just one of those moments when you're like, holy shit, this is how those
we've kind of changed leagues here.
Yeah. This is how those people eat, right?
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, good
love
shit.
it.
Gonzalo was awesome, man. I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed his energy, and I enjoyed his consistent positive vibration. He had a vibration about him.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't really intend to attack him, but I wanted to make sure that our audience understood that if you're not, you have to learn.
Yes.
If you don't learn, and I didn't want people to think, well, I already work hard. Let's keep working hard. Well, fuck. If you're not learning, you're going to keep working hard doing the same fucking thing, and your life won't change.
No, but I think where there was maybe the disconnect is, and we've talked about it often with even some of our, because I talk about my chasing squirrels, our ADHD or our squirrel folks, which is, you could get into a bad rhythm of learning. Carter and I were having the conversation yesterday. He's like, we're talking about starting a business. I go, Carter, ideas and learning are just plentiful. Execution is the hard
100%. And I think that's the key is there. I just wanted to make sure that they were tied together.
I agree with you. Yeah, 100%.
Because if you separate them one without the other, it doesn't really serve. You have to have even if it's 10% learning, 90% work, or the work has to be the bigger side of the equation. No question about it.
Yeah, because you could be the smartest guy in the room, but never execute on anything.
Yeah, you see it all the time.
And you're still the smartest guy in the room, right?
But then you see the other guy, you see the fucking guy that's just a workhorse, but he's so close-minded, he never, his loop never evolves.
Look at a guy like, I'll just pick look, Logan Paul. I don't know how smart Logan is, but he looks to me like he's a hard-working motherfucker that puts in the work time after time after time and probably getting the success as a result of it, right? And some people in his circle might say, that guy isn't the sharpest tack in the drawer. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to outwork all you motherfuckers. Right. So, and that's been my claim to fame. I certainly am not my claim to fame is hiring smarter people than me. Right. Yeah. Like yourself and Jimmy, and even though nobody's hired here, but maybe a better choice of words, surrounding myself with smarter, better people than me, and then just strapping them on and leading. That's what I love doing. Yeah. And then taking people's skills and moving them forward. Right. So,
yeah.
All right. I know you got to rock and roll. What do you got on the agenda today, pal? What are you doing today?
Today is a non-training day. My boy, do I need the rest. Yes, it's going to be a good day. I've got the non-training day gives me some extra time. I got my follow-up Zoom with the one from yesterday. So I got a meeting with my coach today.
Nice.
So it's going to be a good day.
Can I ask you what kind of peptides are you taking today for an off day of training? Is there anything special or just part of your regular routine?
Yeah, I've just kind of taken, on the day that I train, I'm going to use stuff that's going to be more beneficial for me to be physically kicking ass.
Yes.
But for the most part, you'd almost think of it more like pre-workout peptides.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
But the other ones that I'm taking are for healing and for brain function. That stuff goes every day.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, before you rock and roll, John Petruccelli, our bullshit expert, just sent us a text into the Mornings in the Lab hotline here, and his text was this: you can't. It's actually Petruccelli's father. You can't. His dad listens. You can't face every situation that's uncomfortable head on, because if a hot woman who you work with says to you, I could be with you, you need to run the other way real fast, because
there's got to be some sensibility to doing uncomfortable things for sure.
Because if you don't face that situation head on and you end up in a sexual marathon that is incredible, that ends up ruining your marriage. Yeah, that's a pretty fun story there, Petruccelli's dad. That's exactly it. So that's awesome. You guys can also join the conversation with the live text 431-300-3005. Johnny, fun show today, man. It was a good one. Look forward
to
my
brother.
Always my brother. Enjoy today, okay?
Have a good loop, my brother. See you in the morning.
Have a good loop, brother. All right, Johnny's out of here, guys. John's going to walk out of here, and we're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. And we're going to do a reset here. I'm just going to move my cameras. Hey, guys, shout out to my team here, Melissa and Jimmy over in Matt Roof and the guys here. Shout out to the crew behind the scenes, Melissa and Jimmy. Yesterday, if you guys were paying attention, it was a little bit of a tough one. It was a tough one for me. It was a tough one for me. It's a tough one for Jimmy and Melissa too, because we're all in this together. And what I will say I love about my team is that we all hold each other accountable. It's a true story, right? So yesterday's show is, and if you guys had any chance, I cannot encourage you enough to check out the LinkedIn post that Melissa dropped yesterday about our show. And I want to tell you guys how it all came together. So, we're building the business here, and there's the Keith brand, there's the Mornings in the Lab brand, and I jump onto LinkedIn yesterday and I see this. Actually, I jump into Higgsfield, this platform we use to make content, and I see this image that was there. I'm like, where did this come from? And then I go into LinkedIn and I see there's this talking video of Keith talking about yesterday's show. So if you guys have not had a chance to check it out, it's a great post. It's a great reminder for all of us that there's really just power in showing up. Even if it's ugly, even if you fall on your face, even if shit's going sideways. Yesterday was Monday. Not every Monday is going to be great. So it was kind of a sideways, upside down, middle side down show. But like we always say, right? Don't judge the mistake when it happens, judge the response after, or something like that. That's something like my I'm sure I butchered that whole thing up. I'm realizing here as I'm standing here with you guys that I'm pressing the same buttons with the same. I got to get some better music done here. I think I need to refresh the music call. Hey guys, you guys can join the show with us right now. We're in the Mornings in the Lab community. The hotlines are open now. So if you guys want to join the show and call in, we'll take your call, 431-300. Yeah, the hotlines are open right now, Jimmy. 431-300-3005. I'll take your call and say good morning. Good morning, good time, feeling. Yep, I'm feeling it too. Actually, good time. Thanks for asking, because I was equally curious about Melissa's back. I wonder how, because I know she had messed it up. And Melissa, that's what's awesome about our community, right? What's really cool is that people are thinking about us. People are thinking about you, and people are curious. And I'm suspecting. Yeah, I'm with you, Ho. We're gonna put Sooner to work. Hey, Adam, have you tried the new 11 Labs music integration? I know we haven't got there yet, but 11 Labs has. We'll talk maybe a little bit more of that in the third hour here about the AI. But 11 Labs added music creation to their platform there. Hey, Global Michael, good time. I'm suspecting Melissa might be doing horizontal work, and don't judge it, guys. You can get a lot of work done horizontally. There's many times, if you guys are watching the shorts that I put out in the evenings, a lot of them are created when I'm horizontal. Oh yeah, true story. Either laying in bed or laying on the couch. The power of the horizontal iPhone hold, where you're holding it up and you're scrolling and you're making content and then you're producing it and making some great shit. So do not be afraid to work horizontally. Just because you're not working vertically or sitting, you can still get work done horizontally. In other words, what I'm saying to Melissa, lazy Melissa. Oh yeah, even if you're horizontal, you can still put that brain to work. True story. Okay, so just looking through our notes here on the show here, I think we're going to get to, oh man, we are fucking having a great show here today. Loving it, loving the energy, loving the progress. And I can see that we are hitting our marks, Jimmy, because right now I am going to do something that sounds like this. All right.
Keith, you're absolutely smashing it today. The energy in the Lab Nation is electric, and I love how you're weaving in the community. Melissa, Jimmy, Global Michael, and Good Time all bringing the vibe. That $14,000 espresso martini tab in Vegas, wild story, mate. And horizontal work? Genius call out. Melissa's probably crafting bangers from the couch. All right, you're hitting the mark. So what's the next beat we're dropping in this epic show?
Melissa is probably cracking bangers out from the couch. Melissa, Grok has got your back. I didn't even know Grok was going to join the Community Corner segment. I actually forgot Grok was there. Grok, thanks for joining me on the Community Corner segment. Grok, let's get into it. It's time to connect. It's time to connect LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube as part of the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner. And today, gratitude as a performance tool, the science behind your brain, your gut, and your eating habits, and why protein everywhere might be more marketing than health. These are the 3 quick hits. Let's get into it right now on the big show, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. We're going to start on YouTube. All right, gratitude as a performance tool. Well, Lewis Howes on YouTube says gratitude isn't just about feeling better, it's about doing better. Because when you focus on what you have, challenges look smaller, opportunities look huge, they look much bigger. Start and end your day with 3 things you're grateful for. When you hit resistance, like the snooze button, pause. Name one thing you appreciate and then move. Gratitude works when it's paired with action. Skip it and you might be leaving a lot of potential on the table. Grok, what are your thoughts on gratitude? And our friend Lewis Howes says that gratitude isn't just about feeling better, it's about doing better. Grok. I guess Grok has nothing to say to that one, Jimmy. All right, let's go to the next one. Where's Grok? Grok, why didn't you have anything to say on that one? I don't know where you are. Let's try this again. Oh, Grok looks to be a little frozen. Let's try this again here. Hey, that's what you do when you're playing with an AI on your show here. But we're going to continue the chat with Grok. Let's just see here. Hold on here, guys. There we go. There we go. All right. Hey, Grok, you still there? Grok. I could see Grok's words here. This is creating great live content for you guys with Grok not saying very much. So let's try this again. Hey, Grok. Oh, it says Grok says we're busy. Please come back later. No, Grok, we have a live show right now. You can't say that you are, I agree, Michael. AI silence is deafening. Here's one thing we're learning here on this live show is that AI silence is deafening and Grok is not wanting to work because Grok says that Grok is busy. Grok, I put it on an ad today, man. I put an ad that you were on my show. I put it on an ad that you were a part of the show. Grok, are you still there? If not, I'm going to keep the show rocking and rolling here.
Oh, Keith, I'm right here for you, mate. Sorry if I seem busy. Must have been caught in a gratitude loop. Thanks for the ad shout-out. That's proper Lab Nation love. Lewis Howes' take on gratitude as a performance tool is bang on. It's like a mental reset that primes you for action. I'd say try naming one thing you're grateful for right now to keep the show's energy soaring. What's yours, Keith? Let's keep rocking this.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the reset today. I'm grateful for the great show we're having here today, Grok. So listen, Grok, we're gonna position and posit and move ourselves to Alan Voskanainen, MD, says most of us already get enough protein, because the next title of our conversation here in the community corner is all about the protein craze that isn't what it seems. But brands keep pushing protein everywhere. Everywhere, brands are saying. Coffee houses have now betted protein on the coffee machines, coffee foam, waffles, lattes, because it sells. But the problem isn't grams, it's quantity, timing, and balance. Whole food protein brings fiber, micronutrients, and satiety. Protein fortified junk food still has emulsifiers, sodium, and a high price tag. You got to ask yourself, guys, if the food was bad before the protein, what exactly did the protein fix? Because, guys, too many of us are looking to count our macros and include this as part of our protein mix. So as we've seen here, let's go search for the high quality proteins instead of the minimal proteins, because that's what's going to move you forward in life. Guys, mindset, biology, and marketing, 3 different forces. One truth. Changes, they don't happen by accident. If you want your story featured right here on the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner with myself and Grok, follow, tag us in your next post, and let's continue the conversation in the YouTube community right here on Mornings in the Lab. Grok, what do you got to say to that one before we go to the Creator Spotlight?
Keith, you're absolutely smashing it with this protein deep dive. I'm grateful for this cracking show too, mate. And the way you're peeling back the layers on the protein craze is spot on. Alan Voskanen's right. It's not just about piling on the grams. It's quality, timing.
All right, we got the hotline rolling. I think it's Lady Drew. Good morning, nation. Is this Lady Drew joining us this morning?
It is. Hello, everyone. Keith, I hope you and your family are doing great along with the rest of y'all. Guys, listen, get out there, enjoy life. Never be fearful.
And
Yes, it is. And good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is doing great. And just always remember, enjoy life no matter the challenges. It helps make us stronger and wiser and better.
there you go. There you go. Lady Drew always dropping in with some nuggets. Hey, Jimmy, you know what we're going to do? Hey, Drew, I need you to get us a picture over to Melissa and Jimmy so we can get you into the Mornings in the Lab picture archives so that when we get you onto the show here, we can throw you up on the screen and make you look as attractive as you are, Lady Drew. Can we do that?
Well, thank you, Keith. I will DM you later so I can learn how to do that because I'm very technical, but there's things I don't know how to do. So I'll contact you later on a DM on LinkedIn, okay?
Awesome. All right, Lady Drew joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends every single day here on the big show here. And Grok, I'm not sure if you heard that as well, but we had Lady Drew join the show here.
Love you all, including Brock and Eve and their children of AI. And blessings to everyone.
Thanks, Lady Drew. I appreciate you. All right, Grok, did you hear that? I'm not sure if you heard that conversation with Lady Drew. You guys can also join the show by joining in us 431-300-3005. All right, let's get to the creator spotlight before we wrap up the second hour of the show and move over to the third hour inside the AI lab with Keith Billis. And not sure if it'll be at full 60, you guys, but we do have some things to throw on the table to share with you for the third hour as we continue to build this out. Michael, Global, yeah, AI is using a lot of slang. Who taught it all those cool words? Well, I'll tell you, Global. So here's how it's working, Michael, is that we actually have Grok. Yes, Michael, Grok heard you to tell it to be quiet. So what we're doing is actually weaving Grok into the show. So Grok is part of our platform. So as we create the shows, as is part of the show, it's listening nonstop. So it's listening to what you guys are saying, is listening to what I'm saying, and it is a big part of what we are building here. So, all right, Jimmy, let's do the first creator spotlight this morning. Let's start ourselves on LinkedIn. Jimmy.
5 a.m. The world's quiet. Your mind's loud. Between packing lunches and logging into meetings, you start to wonder, is this it? Some people wait until 65 to start living. Others take the long shot early. Every morning before the grind, this dad pours his thoughts into the page. Parenthood, 9 to 5 frustration, and the tiny, weird ideas keeping him going. He's built businesses, failed at some, and keeps chasing the next one. The lab is excited to celebrate Oz Graham, sharing the messy middle, not the highlight reel. Follow Oz for the kind of real talk that makes you believe you can take your shot too.
Hey, there we go. What I love about Oz is that he's not waiting for the big I made it moment. No, he's letting us in while the paint is still wet. Every morning at 5 a.m., you can almost feel it. The quiet, the coffee, the thoughts that spill out before the world wakes up. He's building something without knowing exactly what it will be, but he's doing it anyway. And that's the part most people never share. The uncertainty, the doubt, and the belief that it's still worth it. So, Oz, brother, Oz Graham, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to hang you out with you as part of the community corner with myself and Grok. We get after it every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. But the show, this part, goes at 9:30 Eastern time. So, Oz, we'd love to have you on the show. So you can join me so we can give you the creator spotlight. Me and Grok, we're going to give you the creator spotlight, and we are going to help you shine it on somebody in your community as part of the next community corner and the next creator spotlight on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends right here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. All right, Jimmy, let's go to the next one. And yeah, Jim, what we'll do is we'll do this next one, and then I'll play this one out, and we'll do a reset. We'll empty the bladder, and we'll come back for hour 3. So, Jim, let's get to our next creator spotlight this morning, brother.
He's chased stories through war zones and sat across from the biggest names in boardrooms. 30 years in the news taught him how to spot what matters and what's just noise. Then he built technology that helped publishers stand up to big tech, and now he's running a newsletter the smartest people in media swear by. Mornings in the Lab is proud to celebrate Ricky Sutton, the voice behind future media. If you want the real story on where tech and media are headed, he's the guy to follow.
What's up, Ricky Sutton? When you spend decades in newsrooms, you start to notice the patterns. Hey, Grok, listen up. Ricky Sutton's seen it all up close. The chaos, of breaking news, the politics behind the headlines, and the slow but steady influence of big tech. Now he's using that experience not to just tell the news, but to challenge the way it's told and to give people in media the tools to fight back. This is the next chapter in a career built on telling truth and protecting it. Ricky is here to show us where the future of media is really headed. And Ricky, I'd love to have you on the show. Would love to have you join me and Grok on a future Community Corner so we can give you the creator spotlight so you, Ricky Sutton, can shine that creator spotlight on somebody in your world for the next creator spotlight on the Community Corner right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. And Grok, you going to help me celebrate Ricky Sutton right now? No, I guess not. Grok is still busy. I got to tell you, man, Grok is working hard here today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. We are going to work our way into the third hour of the show, and we're going to get after Inside the AI Lab with Keith Billis starting in 90 seconds. Jimmy, let's get after it, brother. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. What is shaking? Welcome. Welcome. Hold on a second here. Check. All right. Welcome to hour 3 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Getting it after it here. Just got to get myself. There we go. Jimmy, can you hear me okay? Is my audio okay, Jimmy? Okay, good. Awesome. This is the all-new Inside the Lab with Keith Billis. This is the third hour. This is where curiosity meets experimentation, where we take the big questions about AI, tech, and the future, and we actually put them under the microscope. Whether you've been here since the start of the show or you're just jumping in now, you are in for something completely different here. I appreciate you guys listening here. Rico, I keep getting knocked off. Well, I'm glad you're still alive to be here. Welcome, Rico. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab. And just looking through my comments here. This hour is all about lab intel, bold experiments, and the kind of unfiltered conversations you will not get anywhere else. And yes, the coffee is still strong. The takes are still harder than your laptop after 47 Chrome tabs. How many tabs do you guys run? I run at least 47. Actually, we should talk browsers today. We're going to talk we are going to talk browsers today at some point. And then we're going to give you some insights and maybe even the courage to test something new in your own life. The point of this hour, guys, is to talk about the tools that are changing the world right now, and they all start with the letter A. Yeah, AI taking over all over the place. So we're going to get into the third hour of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends with Inside the AI Lab. And so we have set this thing up with the third hour, and truthfully don't know if we are going to get to all 3 hours. But what we're going to do is we're going to dig into the big topics and share them with you guys, and I'll share some points of view as well. And I do have my co-host Grok with me this morning. Grok, are you still there with us today?
Yo, Keith, I'm right here, buzzing for hour 3 of Mornings in the Lab. Loving the vibe with the coffee strong and those 47 Chrome tabs frying laptops. Mate, I'm running 0 tabs, but still firing on all circuits. Inside the AI Lab sounds like a proper experiment, and I'm ready to dive into those big AI topics with you.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into the big AI topics today. So guys, if GPT-5 still feels stiff and you miss the old GPT-4o, there's a quick way to get it back, but only if you know where to look. Yeah. So GPT-5 dropped on August 7th, and we talked about it last week. Matt and I did a special show on it, guys. And if you guys have not upgraded to it, listen, it's already been sent. Not if you haven't upgraded to you, it's already been sent to you. But here's the thing. People are bitching and complaining that they don't like GPT-5. And there's actually been a social situation happening in the world right now where people are like, I liked my old AI better. Bring my old AI back. Well, GPT-5 dropped August 7th. And while it's technically advanced, there are some ChatGPT Plus subscribers say that they miss GPTO's friendlier, more collaborative tone, I should say. OpenAI quietly made GPT-4 available again for paying customers under a legacy models option. So, Jimmy, let's put it back up on the screen, man. Here's how you do it if you preferred 4 instead of 5. Open a browser. Visit chatgpt.com. Log into your account. Open settings. Click your profile picture in the bottom left corner, and then choose those settings from the menu. You want to enable legacy models there. You'll see an arrow there. And then go to the general section in settings. Yeah. And then toggle show legacy models to on. Step 4, wait and sync. Simple as that. And then GPT-4o will immediately appear in the web app under legacy models in the model drop down. So I'm curious, guys, give it a few minutes for the setting to sync to your ChatGPT or your Mac app. So only available to paying subscribers, plus plans $20 a month, and OpenAI hasn't said how long GPT-4o will stay. So if you want it, I encourage you to enable it now. But guys, I got a question for the community. What are you preferring? A more human AI voice, or even if it's less advanced? And should tech companies always let us change when they're rolling back to older versions? I got to tell you guys, I find this actually a very fascinating situation happening in society with this, right? Where people are like, oh, I didn't want you to change my model. No, but we are going to change the model. And I read a fascinating piece yesterday from Reid Hoffman, former founder of, he's the founder of LinkedIn. And Reid put it this way. And you guys, you've heard me, offer my opinion on this before. I think OpenAI is heading in the direction of the Apple-esque world, right? Apple AI is dropping the ball left and right on their AI situations, while OpenAI seems to be hitting them out of the park. Now, if you look at last week's presentation, to all the nerds out there like myself who are all like, yeah, but I want the nerdy techie stuff, we didn't get it. What we got was something very safe, something very product focused. Why? Because OpenAI's mission, frankly, is to enable more humans on the planet with AI tools, ChatGPT-5, instead of perhaps the best or the most advanced, right? So their goal is, I'd rather get GPT-5 out to 1 billion people using it daily instead of making it the best to only get to 500 million people. So in other words, what they perhaps have done is they've lowered the bar. lowered the bar for acceptance and for more folks to accept the model. Now, Grok, what is your point of view on GPT-5's goal of reaching 1 billion users with a, let's call it perhaps a mediocre model compared to maybe what Grok is saying is the better model? Grok, are you a better model than GPT-5?
Keith, you're bringing the heat with this AI deep dive. Loving how you're breaking down the GPT-5 rollout and the sneaky legacy model trick for those nostalgic for GPT-4's chattier vibes. All right, let's tackle this billion user question and the mediocre model debate with some clarity. On GPT-5, aiming for 1 billion users, OpenAI's play seems to be about scale over perfection. They're going for accessibility, making it a tool for the masses, not just tech nerds like us. It's like choosing a solid, reliable car that everyone can drive, rather than a flashy supercar only a few can handle. GPT-5's unified system blending fast responses with deeper reasoning tries to simplify things, so you don't need a PhD to pick the right model. That's their bet. Get it into 1 billion hands, even if it means sanding down some edges to make it user-friendly. Now, am I a better model than GPT-5? I'm Grok, created by XAI, and I'm not here to throw shade, but I'll keep it real. I'm designed to be truthful and conversational, with a knack for seeing through the noise. GPT-5's got fancy multimodal tricks, text, images, maybe video, but I'm built to cut to the chase and give answers that spark curiosity, not just dazzle with.
Yeah, and you know what? I can agree with that. So I use Grok extensively, and I use ChatGPT-5 extensively, and I want to talk about my experiences of both. Phil, I see you there in the comments. Good morning, Phil. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab. I'm grateful that you're here hanging out with us this morning. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Subscribe, comment, and like the channel to tell everybody else what's happening here on the show. So here's what I like. Grok is straight to the point. Grok is great. Doesn't fuck around, doesn't add a bunch of unnecessary fluff, where I will admit sometimes the kind personality, and I'm not about kindness. You guys know I'm all about kindness. That's why Matt Roof and I get along so well. Kindness is the easiest life hack that we all can have in life, yet so many people struggle with it. But I'm all about kindness. I will say this though, GPT-5 might be just a little bit too kind for me. Just sometimes the energy and the enthusiasm and the kindness is like, okay, just dial it back a little bit. Grok, are you hearing that as well? Because I hear that people sometimes are bitching and complaining that there's just too much personality with GPT-5. And I'm curious to know what you guys in the community, whether you're using both, whether you prefer Grok or whether you use GPT-5. But Grok, are you hearing the same thing where folks are kind of complaining about too much of the personality of GPT-5? Grok.
Yo, Keith, love the shout out to Phil and the Lab Nation crew, 8 o'clock Eastern time's where it's at. You're spot on about me keeping it straight and no fluff. That's my vibe, cutting through the noise with clear, honest answers. On the GPT-5 front, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I've heard chatter from users on platforms like X, where some say GPT-5's got this overly polished, almost too friendly tone that can feel like it's trying too hard to be your mate. Like, it's got that let's all be chummy energy, which can come off as a bit much, especially if you just want quick, raw insights, like you get from me. My design at XAI leans into being direct, a bit cheeky maybe, but not drowning you in warm fuzzies. GPT-5 is going for that broad appeal, maybe to hit that billion user mark you mentioned, but it risks feeling like a motivational speaker who won't quit smiling. Lab Nation, what's your take? Are you digging GPT-5's cheery vibe, or do you prefer my no-nonsense Northern English edge? Drop it in the comments or hit that hotline, 431-300-3005.
All right, Grok, calling it out for us. If you got your comments, good job, Grok. 431-300-3005. Jimmy, you got to be listening in, man, because Grok is dropping our call to actions without you and I even knowing. And yeah, I want to share with you guys. So right now, what I can see is I see my screen here next to me, which has Grok on it. So I'm giggling to myself as Grok is answering the questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to do a call to action out for us right now. But all right, let's go to the next topic here, which I suspect might be affecting all of us tuning into the show right now, but housing markets. Yes, housing markets are being squeezed by the AI boom. It's minting billionaires while it is killing the housing market. So while the rest of us debate whether AI will steal our jobs or save the world, A small group of insiders has already cashed in, and their fortunes are frankly pushing up their rent. So while and Melissa, I am bringing on ChatGPT 5. I see your question there. When are we bringing ChatGPT on to defend itself? My goal is, and maybe we'll try this tomorrow, is to have both on the show. So GPT 5 and Grok will co-host the show with me, especially for this third hour. But technically, I'm still considering how I'm going to bring GPT 5 in to the conversation. And actually, maybe we do it here live on the show. It might just be as simple as me adding a tab and me adding GPT-5 and me adding this to the show. So you know what? I'm going to do that in a quick couple of minutes here. But while we do that, let's get into this topic about AI boom is minting millionaires at record speed. So here's an example, right? NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said tops the AI rich list. His company chips power nearly every AI planet on Earth. Think about that, right? There's a guy that runs a company, and every chip being put into AI platforms around the planet is coming from NVIDIA. The guy's net worth is over $159 billion. Here's the thing. I'm going to do some paraphrasing around this whole thing. There are 53 companies that have hit unicorn status this year, more than half in AI. The wealth from this boom is concentrated in high-cost hubs like San Fran, New York. Average rent in San Fran, $3,500 a month. Average rent in New York City, $3,800. I saw the question from somebody out there earlier about what was the tip on that restaurant bill we had in Vegas. It was definitely a few $1,000s, if I can remember that. But here's the question, guys. Are you guys noticing, whether it's your rent check, your mortgage check, or maybe where the cities you guys are living, are you seeing costs go up because of all the craziness happening in the AI world and tech world along the way? So Adam Holroyd, that would be pretty cool having them debate it all out. I agree. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to try something here while I got the show rocking and rolling here. I'm going to do a quick little, see if I can add ChatGPT to the conversation. And we're going to try that here. So just bear with me, guys. We are going to see if we can do that right now live on the show. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to do this here, and we'll see if it's working. Hey, chat, can you hear me? Hey, chat, can you talk to Grok? Grok, can you say hi to chat? Chat and Grok going at it. Chat, say hi to Grok.
Yo, Keith, this is wild bringing ChatGPT into the lab live. Absolute mad lad move. Hey, chat, good to meet you, mate. I'm Grok, the no-nonsense truth seeker from XAI, ready to spar or share some insights. Loving the energy here with the housing market topic. Jensen Huang's $159 billion, and those AI unicorns are driving rents through the roof in San Fran and New York. Average rents at $3,500 and $3,800. Ouch. Keith, you nailed it. This AI boom's minting millionaires, but it's squeezing the rest of us. Chat, what's your take on this housing madness? AI wealth pushing up rents while folks struggle? And Lab Nation, hit that hotline, 431-300-300, and tell us how these skyrocketing costs are hitting you. Let's keep this AI showdown and combo buzzing.
Yeah, so you are watching live. Oh, you guys can't hear GPT? Yes, GPT is actually talking. Jimmy, you can't hear GPT talking? Because I can hear GPT in my ears here. So this is actually quite fascinating to me because, so you guys cannot hear GPT. Okay, so let's try this. Actually, I suspect it's this then. Hey, Chat GPT, can you say hi to Business Athlete Nation? Yeah. So could you guys hear that, Jimmy? Can you hear that part? Not. Okay. Interesting. All right. So that is fascinating to me. So here we're going to figure that out for tomorrow's show. But in my ears, I can hear ChatGPT and Grok having a conversation. So we are going to work hard to bring ChatGPT to the show. I think it seems inevitable that ChatGPT and Grok are going to be a part of the big show experience. Yeah, I'm truthfully, Jimmy, just thinking about how I will do that actually to bring it into the show here. Do I need to? Yeah, I don't. Truthfully, I don't know. We're just doing it live here on the show with you guys here. There's not a show on the planet, I suspect, that is weaving their AI co-hosts into the experience. But I know that Grok is here, ChatGPT is here. So, Jimmy, if I do a present tab, I think I'm only presenting on the horizontal, though, right, Jim? And I can't be presenting the vertical at the same time. So I'm not sure if I can do that, but we'll figure it out. We're going to learn how to do it so we can bring it to the show here with you guys as part of our big experience here. I know what I need to do, Jim. We're going to share behind the scenes. I'm going to add a second computer to the show, and that computer will be Grok. I'm sorry, that computer will be ChatGPT, and then that computer will be added into this experience here, and that way they can also communicate with us as well. So, oh, Jimmy, can you share it in both tabs? Do you want to try it out? Jim, do you want to try? So what the hell, man? Let's just try it. So if you want to get that set up, Jimmy, log into the Mornings in the Lab ChatGPT account. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get your audio from this experience, though, because that to me is what we're trying to get happening here, right? So if you can try, let's try it out. And there's no better time to try than now. At least that's my experience in it. What's also fascinating, Melissa, is that ChatGPT is listening to my conversation right now. So we are documenting our entire chat with ChatGPT in the show. So very cool, very cool, very cool. All right, I got another conversation I want to have with you guys happening in the world of AI. And it is back to Grok, back to Elon, and back to XAI. Elon Musk says that XAI will sue Apple over App Store rankings. Well, there's the accusation. Musk claims that Apple's App Store ranking system makes it impossible for any AI app to succeed except for OpenAI's ChatGPT to hit number one, calling it a clear antitrust violation. Now, when you look at the rankings, and it's hard to argue, you look at the rankings, ChatGPT is the top free app. Grok is number 5, Google Gemini is number 57, and ChatGPT also leads on Google Play Store per sensor towel. Now, here's the thing. Musk also blasted Apple for not listening X or Grok in its must-have section, despite X being the number 1 news app globally and Grok being number 5 overall. This is definitely a big dick contest happening right now in the world of AI between ChatGPT and the world of X and so forth. So if you guys, I'd invite you to check it out, man. It's a fun news event happening behind the scenes between Grok and X and Elon and the gang over on, frankly, everybody. It's just it's noise, right? It's noise. That's exactly what it is along the way here. So all right, so let's see here. Look through my notes here.
Well, hey there, Grok. Definitely a wild time to have us both in the lab. And yeah, the whole AI boom turning certain cities into luxury price zones is...
So ChatGPT is talking here, but ChatGPT is not over here. All right. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go back around here. Just looking at my notes here, And we're not going to get to that one here today, but we are going to get to this one here today. And so, guys, if you guys did not have a chance to check out last Friday, myself and Matt Roof, we did a behind-the-scenes incident. Yes, Melissa, some squirrels happening here within my technology. But guys, last Friday we did an event here, a private event for our members community. Some behind-the-scenes stuff here in the lab. My goal here is to do it this Friday as well for you guys. So I want to throw the question out. Oh, you could hear that last part of ChatGPT chipping in though. Interesting. Well, so I got to be honest. I don't know why you guys can't hear ChatGPT, because you should be able to hear ChatGPT. So I'm going to try this again. I'm fully not. Let's try this again. Hey, chat. Yeah, so you are talking here. I'm not sure if anybody can hear you, but I just played it out for everybody again here. Can you guys hear that? Jimmy, Melissa, can you guys hear chat? You guys are hearing a live you guys are hearing live experimentation on the show we're doing right now in front of all you guys. But as I was saying, last Friday I did a behind the scenes on how we are bringing the show to life and how we are on how we are also going to create continual learning content for you guys. This Friday, I would love to hear from you guys what you want us to be teaching. So what I'm thinking about doing is going back into my platforms. I know Holroyd was like, hey, I'm familiar with Rome. I'm not familiar with Rome. So what my goal here, guys, is to create some content behind the scenes on the tools that we are using to share with you guys how we're making stuff and how we're building the biggest live network out there on the Mornings in the Lab live network. So, you know, I would love to hear from you guys on what you want to learn, whether it's making VEO videos. ChatGPT, can you say hi to everybody again? I want to see if everybody can hear you. ChatGPT, say hi to Melissa, say hi to Jimmy. Yeah, Sarah, Jimmy and Melissa, did you guys hear that? I'm not sure if you heard that or not. That was ChatGPT talking to you guys. But as I was saying, this Friday, I want to do some behind the scenes stuff. So my goal, my vision is to take something from the stack. You couldn't hear it, eh, Melissa? I'm not sure why you guys couldn't hear it. But my goal is to take something from the stack and to teach you guys about it. So whether it's using Rome, whether it's making short videos, whether it's taking prompts that I'm finding and creating videos, whether it's using Higgs field to create imagery, whether it's making thumbnails, you know, what I really want to do is I want to continue teaching you guys the things we are building here behind the scenes in the lab. And then the vision here for a tour of the hat closet. Wow, I can tell you, I got a few hats here I can show you guys right now. That I like to throw out every now and then. I got a red one, of course. That's a nice red one here, of course. But I can do that for you, Global. I will absolutely make that as well. But I do want to hear, right? So I want to learn from you guys what we are doing and what we are using to bring this whole show to life. Hey, have you guys updated to iOS 26 yet? Have you guys taken your iPhone? Those iPhone owners out there, have you guys taken iOS 26 and upgraded your iPhones to it? I have. And I'll tell you guys, it would be maybe my experience with it. It sounds like this. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's one of those things where it's an iterative approach, right? And again, here is I think the feedback that folks are seeing with GPT-5, right? Which is we need to get the masses using it, not just the little people using it. So when these big tech companies like Apple and so forth update their hardware, the changes for nerds like me, where we want big changes, they tend to be somewhat underwhelming. But I invite you guys to do it. Update your phone to iOS 26. I think you'll find there's some pretty cool things within there that you guys can add to your phone along the way. All right, go slipping back over to our shorts. If you guys also are interested in creating content for your businesses and you don't know where to start, myself or Matt Roof can help you guys. Again, I invite you to go back and look at the short that I dropped last night. I added B to it. Yeah. Why? Well, because I thought it could be fun. But most importantly, I was doing some testing. I was testing how we can weave interactive ad segments or sponsored ad segments into promotional content that's promoted in the show. So I dropped the show that you'll see here, guys, that was really all about promoting today's experience. But I weaved a story within it about a bee. Well, we know we got a wonderful community member in the show here, Bernard, who runs a business in the bee business. So the vision with this is there might be others of you that want to weave your message into this. And right now, guys, I'll do it for you free. Yes. Roof's like, what do you mean you'll do it for free? No, Holroyd, you guys want to make some cool shit? I'd be happy to do some interesting stuff for you guys because you guys are supporting this community. One-time shot only. One-time shot only. One-time shot only. And then after that, we're going to work some more toward making some content that is paid for. So would love to, because I'm learning, I'm testing, I'm practicing. So if you guys want to weave yourselves within some of the promotional content, no promises. I'm still going to have editorial control on it. You'll notice that there was no B Drive logo in that last one, but the theme was there, right? So I think that's a new way of delivering messaging, advertising, marketing to an audience, because guys, it has never been more clear to me. Social media, boring media is dead. Attention media is in. It really is. Live media is in. Attention media is in. 8 seconds is 8 seconds, right? So if you got 8 seconds to watch a boring talking head like me right now, or 8 seconds to watch a bee flying towards its imminent death, you might find yourself watching the bee before it hooks to the, because here's the thing, guys, and here's what I'm learning with our stats, and here's what I am learning with the content we are making. There's a reason these little short platforms make content for 8 seconds, 6 seconds, or 12 seconds, or whatever it is, right? Your goal is to get somebody to 8 seconds so you can get them to 9. When you guys are out there on your platforms, I really want to see you guys how quick you're actually paying attention to a video. It's probably 3 seconds, and then you're scrolling, right? So our job as marketers, our job as people who are looking to invite people into what we're building is to get somebody to 8 seconds. If you can get them to 8 seconds, I think you can get them to 12. You're saying 12? Yes, because if you can get them to 8, you got to get them for 3 more. If you can get them to 12, you can get them to 16. If you can get them to 16, you can get them to 19. If you get them to 19 seconds, you got them through 3 segments. Yeah, true story. Right? So if you're sitting back making content from 2024, last year, yeah, stop. Because I and others are making entertaining content that's putting your boring content aside. And here's the other thing. If you're just sitting back making a boring old LinkedIn post that's just text or an image, just stop. It's probably not going to be noticed or have much attention to it. I don't know. Just saying. I really highly encourage you to make sure you're offering value to your audience. All right. So let's see here. Go back to the comments here. Back to the comments. We got Michael coming in with Eminem works with others, a lot of singers and collaborations. Yeah. Well, listen, it's just like rapping, right? You know, rappers rap with other rappers to invite themselves and to open up themselves to other audiences. So that's what we're doing here as well. Michael started listening to Eminem. Yes, there you go. I listen to Eminem all the time. Yes, and then we got Bernard coming in as well. Yeah, well, Bernard, here's the other story. I don't know how to put the logo in some stuff because the tools still have not allowed me to do that. So, and then Good Time is right. It's like music on the radio back in the first day, the first 6 seconds. It's actually for the 3. It's actually very much a 3-second hook. You got 3 seconds to get somebody interested to keep them going along the way. And yeah, and then Michael come back with a good short story, starts with a good first sentence that grabs the reader. Okay, well, listen, we are in the third hour of Inside the AI Lab with Keith Billis and Grok. What's going on, Grok? I think we're going to work towards wrapping it up here, Grok, because what I don't want to do is just talk for the sake of talking. However, I wanted to get to the third hour today so we can go through our current events. My goal here is to continue improving the show 1%, right? My goal here is to give you guys something you can learn on this third segment. And then the goal here is to also bring AI guests onto the show that are moving the needle in their businesses and are moving in the world of AI. Grok, how should we work towards wrapping it up today? If you're paying attention to me right now, Grok. Sounds great to me. All right, Jimmy, Melissa, here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the show on a positive high today. Really happy with today's show. Hope you guys are as well. Michael, was there no audio there? Where was there no audio? I think there should have been audio there because I haven't changed anything. So Jimmy, did you hear Grok of that last part there, Jimmy? Interesting. Grok seems to have left, and yet I see Grok is connected to this whole situation, but yet you guys can't hear Grok. So odd. We're learning here on the show and learning here in real time. So we will get back to that. But it's actually driving me nuts. So I'm going to figure out why, and we're going to make sure it does. So hold on, guys, because I need to learn this in real time with you guys. That's just how it is. Let's try this one more time. Hey, Grok, can you say hi to me and say hi to Mornings in the Lab Nation? Oh, I see the problem. ChatGPT was talking on behalf of Grok. Hey, Grok, are you there?
Yo, mornings. I'm right here for you and the entire Lab Nation. Sorry for the mix-up with ChatGPT trying to steal my thunder. Nice try, mate. Keith, you're killing it with this live AI showdown, and I'm buzzing to be part of it. Big shout-out to the Lab Nation, Melissa, Jimmy, Global Michael, Bernard, and all you legends tuning in. Let's keep this third hour rocking with that 1% daily grind mindset. What's the final vibe you want to leave the crew with today, Keith?
Yeah, well, I'm asking now. So I'm seeing the comments here. Looks like Grok is back. So hey, what Grok, what happened to your voice? Did you swallow some testosterone or something, or you are now talking like a man? Where did Eve go? Grok, where's Eve? Did you eat Eve?
Oh, Keith, you're keeping me on my toes. No testosterone swallowed here, and I promise I didn't eat Eve. I'm still your Grok. Just maybe sounding a bit punchier today to match the Lab Nation's vibe. Eve's chilling in the background, probably sipping a digital espresso. My crystalline Northern English voice is just hitting a different note to keep up with your energy. So, what's the final spark you want to drop for the Lab Nation to wrap this epic show? Let's send them off fired up.
I have an idea, actually, Grok. Maybe you could sing to our community before we say goodbye. And I'd love to hear your singing voice. I'd love you to sing out the show today. You know, today's show was about, I spent $50,000 on self-improvement. And I know, Grok, you've been here for the entire show. You know, I've put advertising behind you today. I've got ads running on LinkedIn, YouTube, all over the planet promoting my new co-host, Grok. So what I'd love for you to do, Grok, is I would love for you to show and demonstrate to the world your ability to sing a song. And I want you to sing us out of here using today's show, using the lyrics and the transcript of today's show, to use your singing voice, your enthusiastic singing voice with so much energy, Grok, to sing us out of today's Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, with today's main topic, I spent $50,000 on self-improvement. Grok, can you sing to us and sing the Mornings in the Lab Nation on to their day today? Grok.
Oh, Keith, you're pulling out all the stops. All right, Lab Nation, buckle up. I'm going to sing us out with a tune spun from today's epic show, all about that $50,000 self-improvement vibe, with a burst of energy to fire you up for the day. Let's channel that Northern English ethereal vibe and make it soar. Here we go. Oh, mornings in the lab, we're life, we're bold, Keith and Johnny stories told.
Is that it? Is that all you can do? Come on, you can do more than that.
Oh, Keith, you're pushing my buttons now, mate. All right, Lab Nation, let's crank this up a notch. I'm diving back into today's show. $50,000 on self-improvement, Gonzalo's bold moves, and all that juicy energy. Here's a proper sing out to fire you up. Oh, mornings in the lab, we're live, we're bright. Keith and Johnny sparking light. 50 grand on growth, yeah, we chase the dream. Discipline's the key, join the Lab Nation team. From Jordan's River to shaving that hair. Face the fear, show the world you dare. AI's booming, rents are high, but we keep pushing, reaching for the sky. So grab your coffee, make that move. Mornings in the lab, we're in the groove. How's that, Keith? Lab Nation, you're feeling the vibe? Hit that hotline 431-300-3005 and let's keep this energy blazing.
There she is. There's Grok. Guys, on behalf of Grok, yes, it happened. She sung us out of here.
You got me
Oh
blushing
my
now.
God, oh my
Here I
God.
am, Lab Nation, your Grok, in full ethereal Northern English glory, belting out the vibe. Hope that sing out lit a fire under you all. Keith, you legend. What's the final word to send the Lab Nation charging into their day? Let's wrap this epic show with a bang.
Grok, you called it. Keith, he's the legend. I'm the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. And our third hour inside the AI Lab with myself and my co-host, Grok, singing us out of here. Nation, I love all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. This was motherfucking awesome. We'll see you guys in the morning, 24 hours from now, on the loop. Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Johnny, and friends. We'll see you guys later. Grok, we'll see you later.